Hmm.
Oh, we should be live now, Justin.
Second here.
I got a notice on the side that says, sorry, live chat is currently unavailable.
Let me look.
What does that mean?
Let me look here. I got the live chat.
Oh, I
Did
got
you, you got it now? It probably just didn't load as quick as the live did. What's up, David?
Hey Z, how you
Lance?
doing?
What's
Michael,
up?
how's it going?
Hey, how
What's up,
you
Joe?
doing?
I tell you what, if he keeps beating me in here, I'm a triple.
The other day, I actually beat Paul in his own live stream. I don't know how the fuck that was possible.
Well, technically, I would have beat him in. I would have been close to it, but I got to doing something else.
But no, the other day I came into Paul's live stream
And it was
and I opened it
I
up and
wasn't
I'm
on
just
the
sitting
screen,
on the,
but the screen was on, right?
yeah, I'm sitting on the panel by myself, nobody else. I'm like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden Paul pops in.
Well,
I was like, how the hell did I get on your panel first?
he probably, as he hit it, you probably hit it, and it's just loaded like later. You know how he is with football; he's always behind.
That's for sure.
Oh,
Cool Cat's
okay. Is this going
here.
to stop?
Lance is here.
Lance said he's getting ready to leave for Best Buy. He got his order in
Oh, it came in. All right.
about 2.
That or he's just waiting for somebody to come out of Best Buy with a Nevada, knock him over the head and run with it.
Give me that. Give me that. That's it. Give me that.
I wonder how many drones they sell a week. Can't
All
be
I
that.
know is there's about 60 people in the community that stay that in all those things that bought them. That's a crazy. That is
I think the price
crazy.
made it more enticing too. They
Yeah,
gotta take the,
you could spend as much as you wanted to. You could start out. What's the bottom one? $7.99 or $8.99?
Well,
no,
nine
it's
nine
nine.
something for one battery,
It's nine
Dominic.
ninety nine, and then it's 1,200, but with tax and all the extras, it comes out to around 15.
Hello, Dominic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good
Dominic
morning.
went and bought 3, I think.
Good evening.
But like I said, they have to lower that first one because when you buy everything for the first Avada, it comes out to 2,200. They're gonna have to lower that price of that one way down. Otherwise, they're not gonna sell any of them. Why the hell would you buy the old one?
Yeah,
You
I
know?
know, but they're still buying them. People still buying them.
The more expensive one comes with a hand controller as well as the hand. The,
Right, but
No,
no,
there's
all of them come with the hand control. You got to buy the stick separate.
except for
oh,
the original DJI FPV.
Yeah,
That one comes with the stick.
with the controller because it didn't have a chick stick.
Well, they did have it, but it was sold
Hey,
it was
Dean.
sold separately. They just reversed it with the last two. Instead of giving you the sticks and making you buy the motion controller, they switched it around.
Mm-hmm.
They knew a lot more people were going to buy the sticks. That's why they did that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they're not good marketing.
Like I said, it's a way to cover the cost of the motion controllers because you're having to pay for that in the bundle. So Like, I
Come
don't know
eat
what I want
pizza
for dinner.
tonight, Lance said.
Now,
We
we keep
already
saying
had-
Tim, we could say TJ. What do you think? Yeah.
And Sarah wants to know what you want to do for dinner, Justin.
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. What's up, Lance? What's up, Tim? How's it going?
He said he wanted some
David?
curry.
Ew. I may have never had curry, but I don't want to buy curry to have for dinner if I've never had it.
Well, Sarah, what you could do is he'd like to try beans on toast.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you
hell
go.
no.
On side.
A little Vegemite.
That ain't a dinner. That's a UN meal when you're trying to ration food.
Yeah. Beans on toast with toasted Vegemite.
Yeah, with a
Got a
little Vegemite,
layer of Vegemite and then the beans and toast.
little
Yeah.
Vegemite for flavoring.
Joe, did you ever go to Chipotle?
Never yet. Almost did today.
Oh, man, you got to go by there and try it. It's good. You'll like it.
Yeah, I was gonna go get it today, but I still had 3 pieces of chicken left.
So Sarah says you guys had pizza on Wednesday. Was it
Yeah.
store-bought
Oh, no.
pizza, or did you guys make it on your
No,
own?
we just go to Hungry Howie's and get it.
Hungry Howie's? Okay.
It's easier that way.
Well, I found out something with the Avada too today.
What's
What's
that?
up?
That when you do the 180 slide, where it comes up to you and it turns and it goes back, so it's running backwards, it will go down closer to the ground if you're pointing down.
Huh.
I found that out over a pond,
Ooh, you got close to putting it in the water?
about 6 inches,
Holy crap.
and I didn't even notice it until I put the video up.
And I would have to say the Avata 2 is the first drone that's come out that was actually lower than the previous model's price, too.
Yeah, it is.
If you think about it. All the other ones were always a couple $100 more.
And flying it today makes me want to sell both of my other ones. And I could probably, because I'm getting some I'm getting some watches now on the other one. So that means it might go for 1,100-1,200. And if I throw another one in there, I could probably get another 400 on it. So if I get it with 2 more batteries and another, I could probably get more for it. So I was thinking about if I could get like 1,500-1,600 for it, I could buy another Avata 2 when it comes out, because they're selling them by themselves with a battery for 480.
Sure.
And then I'll have 2 Avata 2s. But I like the Avata 1. That's the problem. I like it. That's why I want to keep it. And I'm gonna keep the
Well,
motion controller.
what I would do is sell one of them and then hold on to the spare one just to see if they do make any of that stuff backwards compatible. If they don't, just sell it later.
I'm keeping the motion controller. I won't have the goggles, but I've heard the goggles are gonna be backwards.
Lisa?
What's up, Lisa?
The adventure awaits, Lisa says.
Lisa,
That's part of her name. She's got that long
Yeah.
ass name like Joe does.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add to mine. What you talking about?
I can't, dude. Try to punch in those long names to search for somebody's channel. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And that's why I go through my subscription list sometimes and I unsubscribe from channels I haven't been subscribed, I haven't watched in a long time, because it will shorten my list down.
Hey, Joe, did you get my invite?
I never seen the invite.
I sent one. I think I sent it to you.
Most people don't
I-
go to the email invites.
I don't have it. I got you on
Just try to
on
bookmark.
bookmark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't ever go to Paul's emails. I just go to one of the previous lives. Because I usually jump in before he goes live, so. Usually he's sending them out when I'm already on the panel.
Because here I don't know.
Lisa
This-
said yes, it's a long ass name.
I don't know if this is you or not, Joe, but I'm gonna screen share, see if you guys can read it. Okay, here's who I sent it to. From me to Justin, Joe America.
Yeah, that's not me.
Oh, okay.
So somebody's been getting a link to your show that you don't know.
Yeah. Now I've got a bookmark.
Yeah, I got a bookmark. I don't need it.
Well, that might be the name he just has saved under because you look, he got everybody's names on there.
Yeah, I've got
So
it's
Joe
saved.
America might be his email under that name.
I didn't see any come through. I'll look.
Oh, whatever
But I
happened with
also
the?
have 40 emails I haven't looked at.
I don't ever go to my email. I might check it once a day. If that. If I didn't have to have an email, I wouldn't have one. But websites require you have one. So
So I brought those pictures to the master guns. Like I said, I don't know how he gets away with this crap. I give them to him and he sees me coming and he goes, "Oh yeah, give me them things." Like that. So he stands there, he picks up and he separates them. And he's got 3 kids in his class. He walks out in front of the class and I'm getting ready to leave. I'm leaving out the door and I stopped. I had to hear what he was going to say. He says, "I got some of your pictures here. And I'm telling you, some of y'all don't need to be taking pictures." Y'all don't need your picture taken. He said, "Bring it home, stick it in the corner, and you'll never have any mice or rats or bugs."
oh, cool cat! I just got your email
Uh-huh.
about that. I haven't even gone into
Hi,
it yet.
everyone.
I'll
up,
probably
Mark?
try it on Sunday just to test it out. But I'll let you know.
So Best Buy wants me to do a survey on my recent purchase. Boy, am I going to hammer them for canceling that one thing. I'm going to say, I think y'all need to not give me $5. You need to give me one free now. Uh-oh.
I'm not still screen sharing, am I?
Yeah.
No.
No. Now I'm going through my 40 emails I haven't looked at today.
Hey, why the fuck am I signed out of Epic?
Wish I'd only had 40 emails.
No, I don't want 40 emails. Trust me. I don't mind
Yeah,
40
mine-
emails about 10 of them of money, you know.
Mine was about
Mm.
180 something, of which
Wow.
only 2 of them I read.
All right.
Hello. Hey Joe,
Rod, what's up?
I have a question
Hello.
for you. And I thought about it watching B-Mac's video today because he just posted his thoughts on his first flight. And I ended up asking him the question. So it'd be interesting to see what his response
Jonathan.
is.
Lisa, Michael.
So obviously Nevada 2 is better, but
Yeah.
does it make you really want to fly anymore
Mm.
than when you had the Avata 1?
No, does not.
Is it so, is there anything so exciting about it? It's like, oh, I just can't wait to go fly. And
Now I'll tell you the one thing today that it did do for me. I've been wanting to go over to that hold on, what's up, Jonathan? Who else came in? Cool
What's up,
Cat.
Jonathan?
He been in.
Has it got better range
Yeah.
than the 1 to the 2
Oh,
or no?
it's got better range, and I'm gonna go do that tomorrow. I'm gonna go see the range because if you see the one Randy did, Mad Props, I mean he had some range on this. I want to fly it like that. I got a couple of places I could do it around here that's got a lot of like streams and stuff on the outskirts of subdivisions. I want to do that. Just fly all of it and go around and come back and all of this. See how the 04 does. But like today I went over and did those ponds. And the thing that I like the most out of it, and it's something I said I never wanted to do manual, right? But I love the fact that I could be flying it 5 feet off the water, or it was actually about it put like the where I took off from and where the water was different. The water was about 3 feet lower or 2 feet lower than where I took off from. That's why when I did the flip and came back, I looked up and I was about 6 inches above the water.
Really?
You know? But,
So the
but
easy acro is what you're trying to say? You like
well, I
that?
like the easy acro. I like the slide where you can go up to something, do the slide and then backwards and then go back around.
Yeah, the
I
180
really like that
slide.
effect.
Yeah, that
tell 'em-
effect is really
Joe,
nice.
tell them about what happened on your easy slide.
Yeah, as I came backwards, I realized that I was going down. I didn't realize it then. I realized it when I saw it on video that I might have been 6 inches off the water. I almost landed on the water.
You know what's interesting about that is that's kind of the point of those rear sensors,
Sensors?
right?
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
supposed to
but-
like
Yeah.
keep you from not doing that.
But
do-
those sensors won't keep
Don't
the
forget,
same thing with all the
sensors
other
and
drones.
water don't mix.
Not over water.
Sensors don't work over
Oh,
water?
for fuck's sake.
No.
The
Yeah,
reflections
Yeah,
of
they
water
can
is
act
not good.
weird.
They're
Let's put it that way.
temperamental.
Yeah. Reflections do bad things to those sensors.
Yep.
But that's been pretty much the same with all DJI drones. They don't like flying over water low.
What I really want to see is somebody take it out over the ocean, over the waves, and get it to hover and see whether it actually hover.
See how close the waves are
The
coming? on?
Avata one does not want to hover over the ocean waves.
Hmm.
That's how I lost one. It literally dropped 18 feet out of the air.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Night Train said, yeah, he had a colonoscopy today and he's been ordered to rest.
Yeah, night train rest. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Sure.
I know all about colonoscopies. I can
Just get you
understand.
one of them. Get you one of them pillows with the hole in it, and you could go back to work.
Yeah.
You mean the
Yeah, just drink enough alcohol. It won't matter.
the donut?
Yeah.
You won't feel a thing. You'll be happy.
Watched Lance's video with the kiddies playground. That was good.
Yep.
Lance was
But
on
I
his
went-
way, Rod, I don't know if you heard it or not, he was on his way to Best Buy to pick
Yeah.
up his, he
And
came
they
in.
said his
Good.
order was ready.
Good.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear anything this morning's.
No,
I
he
was,
just put it in the chat a little
quite
while ago. He said,
satisfied,
I'm on my
unfortunately.
way.
I was watching the wood chips in that one. Like I said, I'll just say, since I burned that one ESC up, be careful around the wood chip. Don't go down in the wood chips, or make sure that you cut the motor quick.
Yeah. Well,
And
he
that's
had a
what
wood
I
chip
didn't do.
around
I
his
tried to
camera.
save it.
I like
He
the
got one
move
around his gimbal,
through
but
the
that was it.
swing rings.
I tried to save it was the problem, and one got jammed. And with me trying to hit the throttle, and it freaking wasted the board.
Mm.
Good news is they fixed it. Actually, I think I got one more care refresh on that thing until August. So if I break it again, I can get another one. Maybe I should break it again so I get a brand new one
Mm.
before the care refresh runs out. Actually, what they'll
Yeah.
do is they'll send me another email. You can buy a third year of care refresh.
See, I thought they were doing it where if you didn't use the first 2 years, they were giving you a year. They were doing that. They last year they came out with that. I remember,
Maybe they did. I don't know.
but I'm not seeing it anywhere.
Hey, Lisa.
I've
Mm.
used 3 out of my 4.
It was probably a special, Joe.
I can't remember what I remember hearing it. Because I said, well, that's good because I hadn't used Care Refresh on anything yet, and I've got another year on the first Avata, and I got almost 2 years on the second Avata. And I haven't used
The way I've been seeing everybody fly, I think Dobo's gonna be poor man. Nobody's flying hard enough to need those damn bumpers. They'll buy them for
Well, that's the
love.
thing. That's the thing about the new one. I have
Mhm.
been a little further away from things because of the way it's made. I think it's. I
It
think if
is,
you hit something hard, you're gonna crack it.
yeah, it is obvious. It is not nearly as durable. Everybody kind of keeps pointing that fact out that it just
Mhm.
does not. So, waiting to see who's going to be the first one to have to use care refresh on it.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll
I
see
don't
what
have care
we'll hear
refresh
what
on
the
mine.
story is.
Hey, Rigger.
If I break mine good enough,
There you go.
I should make money on the deal because I got it through State Farm.
I'm
Well, get the money from State Farm and pay DJI the $50 to fix it, and you'll have two of them.
Mm.
Well, shoot, if it breaks it bad enough and I have to get a whole new one, and I get the money, I'll make money on the deal. Then I'll get care refresh too, just in case.
Oh, insurance companies don't like you insuring the same item twice.
Well, they won't have to know that.
Wondering
Yeah,
if
what's
that's
Go ahead.
Steve
That's
Carpenter,
Steve, isn't it? Yeah,
Dana Point Boaters Association.
yeah.
Sounds like Steve to me. And if it
Yes.
is, needs
Nice
a
Steve.
wrench.
It is. He'll come back in and say that he forgot to log out of it.
Yeah, he forgot to
Yeah,
change.
we got
He did that
change.
last time.
Yeah, I watched a guy from, I'm not sure where he's from. I don't know if he's Czech, Romanian, somewhere. He's a European FPV dude. And he was really ragging on the motion controller. I wanted to leave him a comment, but it really kind of bugs me that all these people that are healthy, who have the use of both their hands, aren't thinking about that not everybody is that privileged, and that
Yeah.
motion controller could be really useful to certain folks who can't use sticks. And the number one thing we need to happen in the drone world right now is
Mhm.
more people in the drone world.
Yep.
Through that, Mike.
And as Joe can tell you, not everybody wants to fly with the sticks necessarily.
Nope.
That's Steve's troll account.
Yeah, obviously.
I'll take anybody else's Avata on in sports mode. I'll use the motion
Yeah.
controller. You can use the sticks. Let's go race. I know who's probably going to win. Partially because I'm also fucking fearless with that drone. So I've crashed it and hit enough things that it just you literally just stop worried about
But
it.
yes.
Don't you, Joe?
I have JDS.
Yep.
It's just like whatever. I hit something. Okay, fine. Go pick it up,
Hey,
dust it off,
JDS.
take off, and keep flying.
Yeah.
That drone is durable. And even in
Yeah,
the
that's-
case where I broke the prop guards, I got two sets. I got two sets of prop guards that I can put on the Avata one.
There you go.
They were $29.
How you been, JDS? I ain't seen you very much lately.
He's been keeping busy.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for somebody to try like the Master Airscrew props, because it's the same 3-inch props as the Avata 1. I don't know if the screws are the same.
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, Jonathan, how's it going? Jonathan says.
Well, there you
hello.
go. You got the master air screws, right, Joe?
What's up, Jonathan?
Pop a prop off and throw one on and see.
There he is. Dave
Think
back.
I got the threes and I
Aren't they
got the
different
four.
length?
Obviously not all of them, but take one off and try putting one of those master air screws on. Just see whether it will mount and whether it spins freely.
And I'm waiting to see when they're gonna start putting stuff out. I haven't seen props yet.
Supposedly those are standard 3-inch props, so you could get gym fans from like
Yeah,
almost anywhere.
that's what I heard.
I'm doing good, JDS.
But they're bigger props than the original, aren't they?
Mm-mm. Same 3-inch props.
All right.
They're not 3.5, they're 3s. All the videos said they were standard props this time. I don't know what the difference, what they're trying to say with standard, other than it's props up instead of props down, but
Well, they pushers and not pullers, aren't they? Yeah.
you could buy the exact same 3-inch props either way. It doesn't matter in FPV for the Sunwhoop. So
Yeah.
I don't get how it's any less standard.
See if they got any out yet.
Surely the motors would be upside down compared with the others as well.
Nope. Only thing that came out today was a filter from another couple of people.
The Freewell Daylight Pack that has like the 8 filters. That's the one you probably want.
Yeah, actually, the only filter I put on mine is the 16. All I've ever put on it.
I like the UV filter because I never really, well, the UV or a 4. Just enough to take the glare out, and the other part,
Yeah.
at least with the UV, was just to protect the lens.
Mm.
Since I have a bad habit of flying into things because I'm flying around with my hair on fire.
And these things are expensive.
What's that?
I
The
mean,
filters?
they want $50 for filters.
For the set, right? 4?
Yeah, but that's still too much. That's more money than the other ones.
They're bigger.
They got a 6-pack. Star RC's got. It's got the UV, the neutral density, 8, 16, 32, 64. They want 59 for that.
Go ahead, JDS. You blow all your retirement money on T-Man.
Yeah.
I know one thing, if they use that camera on when they come out with the 04, the way that filter is set up right now, holy shit, you're gonna need a big ass opening on your FPV drone to fit the filter.
Yeah.
Those filters are wide, really fucking
Yeah.
wide.
Well, I broke down and I opened up one of the camera buttons and put it on the newer Avata. And that was a pain in the ass to put on. I thought it was gonna be easy. But you gotta put it on there and turn it either way clockwise or counterclockwise. So
Oh,
it
so it
snaps
works
into
with
place.
the other one?
No, it doesn't work with the new one. And it fits
Okay.
behind the little lip they got on there.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
what holds it in place is the filter holds it in place because it's magnetic.
yeah.
Oh, man, that sucks. It
And
doesn't
I
work with
fooled
the
around with
first.
it. It looks like a hole, you know.
It's
That
a
sucks.
different
It
camera
doesn't work.
size.
I know. I'm just saying
Yeah.
it sucks. It doesn't work because then you can market it on Facebook Marketplace. Avata 2 ND filters. You
Yeah.
Yeah.
get rid of them quick.
I just wish they would fit on mine because I want something on there to protect it, you know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It sucks because you got 3 sets of those damn things, and you got them right as the damn second one was coming out. Like you couldn't have
Yeah.
won those when the Avata 1 first came out, right?
Yeah, I'd have sold those quick. That's all right. Like I said, I got one set Johnny's already said he's keeping
It's
one of the
staying.
Avadas. So he said he'd take the other set, one set. Hopefully he gets a couple of the Start RCs and we'll just trade out.
The
Jim,
one is still a good drone. I
Yeah.
showed you that video yesterday.
Yeah, I like it. Like I said, I like it. But
Hey, Jim,
I don't want to buy goggles again. So the whole bottom line is the only way I won't be able to use it if they turn around and backwards compatibilism a little bit.
They will when they sell out
Oh,
of
I
the old, when
see.
they finally sell out
Look,
of the
Dominic.
goggles two and the integrators, then they'll add backwards compatibility on the new ones.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's literally an inventory status thing at this point. They won't do it until the inventory sold out. Magtech is right about that comment that he made on that subject. They're still
is
pissing me
everybody?
off that they haven't updated the RC Pro.
Yeah, I know. That got me too.
You know what I got? You know what I got to say to DJI when they come out with an RC Pro 2?
Yeah.
take my money.
No,
No.
I get mine.
Shut up and take my money.
Yeah, exactly what's going to happen.
No,
Yeah.
it's
I'm not,
not.
I will not buy another controller.
Well, maybe not for you,
Never-
Rod, but
never-
you're going more
never
FPV
gonna-
anyway.
Never gonna buy that controller. Ever.
Steve,
Fuck them. I'll be
That's it.
honest. You know what? I'll be honest. I'd rather have the RC1 N2 with the Triple Tech tablet. It's actually fucking better than the damn RC Pro.
Well, the RC2
Yeah.
or controller is good. I've got it on the Air 3 and it works phenomenally.
How much
I'd
that end up
rather have
costing you,
the
Mike?
8-inch screen of the Triple Tech. And it's brighter.
I've got the Triple Tech. And for where I'm at, I don't need it. You probably need it more there in Florida where you're at, but I can get out there because it's over there. But I bought a cover for the controller so it folds down and
Yeah.
protects the screen. But when
Yeah.
it's up, that has a sun shield that folds out from underneath it within it.
Mm-hmm.
It blocks any glare and it works real well.
Yeah, those I've seen those. They work nice.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, rather than spending $1,300 on the RC Pro, that you'd be better off just having the RC1 N2 and buy a Triple Tech tablet. And oh, by the way, that Triple Tech will work with the next RC and the next one and the next one and the next one. So you're guaranteed, and it'll work on a non-DJI drone too. Imagine that. So now I have an $800 device that is actually portable that I know will work in the future and work with other things.
Oh, I agree with you.
Instead of this
I use it on
$1,300 pile of junk.
I use it on my Autel Lite Plus,
Mhm.
and it's phenomenal.
That was the other reason I really liked the Triple Tech, was because I had DJ and Autel going back and forth between them. I had this nice big screen, and then, well, you know, the powers that be that came out and spoke so goddamn highly of that RC Pro, and then I bought that thing, and I'm telling you, it's the biggest piece of junk waste of money that I've ever spent on DJI was that RC Pro.
Tell us how you really feel, Rod.
Yeah.
Jim and Mike got their trade off in the
Oh,
mail
good.
to each other.
Good.
I'm usually pretty flexible, Steve, but when it comes to that one, throw it in the goddamn water. It's not worth the $1,300.
Plus, it's a lot easier to go live using the Triple Tech than it is on the
Oh yeah, 100%.
RC Pro.
Yeah, and here 100%. You know, and one of the arguments that everybody has is, oh, but I can turn that RC on and get up and flying fast. You know what? I can get up flying faster with the Triple Tech because I never actually do anything other than put it to sleep. So I hit the button and it's instant on.
Mhm.
So I've literally set up faster. I've literally set up faster at that than I am with the RC Pro. So even that argument is a bullshit argument.
Enjoy your balls, Jim, by the way.
What?
Mike 3D printed him little sets of balls to go on the back of his drones.
Well, Joe can show them to you.
Yeah, Joe's printed
You need
some
to
out
see
as
my
well.
balls?
Yeah, see?
Little
And then
balls
there's
in a
a
pouch.
there's a little plate that 3M's to the back and you get them on it.
But I mean, they can make the dildo and the O3 goggles work with the O4 drones, but they can't make the RC Pro. No, that's bullshit. That's just a company acting like an ass.
So Mike traded
I should have printed
Jim.
them blue.
Mike traded Jim
Blue
this.
balls.
Jim had this like little tiny little drone that was brand new and all wrapped up in the plastic still. And he
Uh-huh.
traded Mike like that for however many sets Mike printed for him and sent to him. It's a little FPV drone, but it's only like this big, a little tiny thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Like a
what I'm gonna
Christmas
do-
ornament.
Justin,
And
what
it's
I'm gonna
kind
do
of
is
the
I'm gonna
size
print
of
it
one,
again.
but it's an actual drone. Yeah.
I'm gonna print them again, but half of it's gonna be blue. I'll
Wouldn't
put
it-
the
wouldn't
I'll
it
put
be
the brown
easier
on
if
top
you
and blue on the
if you
bottom.
just Painted those?
Nah, I'd rather print it, it'd be easier.
And actually, Steve, maybe my next drone might be one that nobody would think about. Kind of depends on what they do with it. And that's the Air Peak.
Hmm.
I
That's
absolutely love the idea of having a platform where the drone is separate from the camera. So that you can do whatever you want with the camera, separate from whatever you do with the damn drone. They just
That's
need to
okay,
make
but
it a
you're
little
gonna have to own
smaller.
Sony, you're gonna have to own Sony cameras because it's not gonna work with your other ones.
Right. But
And it's expensive, man. I can't believe the cost of it.
what? The Air Peak?
Yeah,
No, the Air Peak's like almost half the price of the Inspire. The Air Peak's $9,000.
yeah. But then you've got to buy just like the Inspire.
Yeah,
you
but
gotta buy
everybody that's
you
gonna
gotta
buy
a
the Air
camera,
Peak-
not just lenses.
Yeah, but everybody's gonna buy the Air Peak already has the fucking camera. That's kind of the point.
Mhm. What the
Except for
Air?
me, but I wouldn't care. I'd buy the camera because, well, I kind of want a camera anyways. So it's like whatever.
Mhm.
So a smaller version, longer flight time of the Air Peak. I'd be highly interested in that.
You mean if they didn't have a camera payload on it at all?
No, it's
I'm talking
17.
about a camera payload, just
Oh.
gimbal mounted.
It has both now.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying they could reduce the cost without having all that, stock in there.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
ability of the drone of not having to carry the payload weight of a full camera and lens.
Ricker, what's up, man?
But
What
no,
about
I
it?
want that payload weight because I want the separate camera. And imagine this. Imagine you're a real estate guy, right?
Mhm.
Fly the Air Peak around. What camera are you using? Oh, you're Sony. Hey, now you need to take the inside pictures. Land the drone, take the camera off, go inside, take the pictures. Match it this. There's no color matching problems at all.
Yep.
So there's a lot to be said for that type of a platform.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Steve,
It's
isn't
funny-
it your
funny
pizza
you
night
said-
tonight?
What's
What-
that?
what?
I was asking Steve, isn't it your pizza night tonight?
Tonight's pizza night. Yep.
And I
Friday
get
night.
and I
Don't got me
get
one
that
pizza.
thing's not small. I get it. It's not portable. Yeah, I get it. But I drive everywhere anyways. It'll fit in the back of my truck.
Justin, you said something about pizza earlier. I have 5 emails back to back. It was Papa John's, Domino's, Pizza Hut. Y'all came in right after y'all said pizza a little while ago. Okay? But
Yeah,
the other
listen,
thing about the real estate, that shoot that I did today, the kid that signed to someplace in Oregon, Pacific College or something like that in Oregon, basketball. And he was signing and I was standing there and the mom said, "Yeah, we're sorry to get you out here in the middle of the day." I said, "It's only interfering with my drone time like that." And she goes, "Drone time? You fly drone?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "You ever do real estate?" I said, "I do it for Realty One down here." for Dave and Tiffany and that. She goes,
Mhm.
yeah, I know them. She goes, I'm a real estate agent. I need somebody to do drone footage. What do you charge? And I told her, she said, I'm gonna get with you next week.
Oh,
She goes,
good.
she goes, I got a bunch of properties I need done. Hey, guess
Great.
what? I think I'm expanding.
There you go.
Good for you.
I told you. I don't worry because I always know I can always find a way to make money in photography, some kind of way.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, I'm telling you, go out there for about 40 minutes, fly a little thing, make $200 to $300, come back, work 20 minutes on the computer.
Now, what's the average price going around there for aerial shots? Do you know?
Well, if I do the area here, just in Mandeville, it's 150. I'll do 150 because I'm not going anywhere. If I got to go anywhere to Covington, Lacombe, or Madisonville, I'll go to 200. And she said, "What about Slidell?" I said, 250. I'll just pop
You're
50
cutting
more.
yourself short, Joe.
Well, that's all right. I'm getting in there.
Is
Yeah.
that's cheap.
Well, it depends. What if she has like 4 or 5 a day? That money add up
You
quick.
know, if I could do, yeah, I don't mind making 250 on. You see, I've always done that with photography. I've never tried to overprice it, and I've always had more business than I wanted.
Yeah,
Mm.
for just the aerial for stuff around here is in Southern California is about double that.
Yeah,
but
well, a
look at the cost of
1-bedroom
living.
house is like 1.2 million.
Yeah.
No, that's the bungalow is 1.2 million.
Oh
You
yeah, a
want the
little
main
studio
house?
apartment, right?
Yeah.
With a half bath.
That was like the movie that I don't know if you guys saw the whole entire movie that Ken Dono did for the home that sold over there that he shot. They took 2 days filming it with this couple in order to stage this people buying this home, to move into, because I guess it's owned by celebrities and some Shelby Shell content, creators, high dollar stuff. But I haven't looked how much it is. I'm guessing at least a minimum of 10 million plus for this
Like I
property.
said, over by Steve's, you can get a studio apartment with a hot plate and a half bath for $1.5 million.
Yeah.
Well, actually, in Dana Point over here at the townhomes, kind of right, it's about right up in the hill here. Just up above, you have a faraway ocean view. Most of them don't. It's what they call in the Lantern District. A 1-bedroom condominium sold there for $1.1 million.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. There's a house around the corner from me, 4 million.
Too bad, Mike. A little pricey, but
Look, you stop.
Hey, Justin, you got control of it for a few minutes? I'm gonna
Yeah.
go get a ship.
yeah, you're fine.
What are you gonna do with the ship when you get it?
Well,
Which
thought-
pocket you gonna put it in?
it's hard to steer from the rear,
Yeah.
I thought he was. You see, again, I thought he was saying go take a shit. From the rear.
He's going to be dropping his payload.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna be doing.
Dropping the kids off at the pool.
Oh man. If I can just get up, I'll be good.
Good evening, gentlemen. How's everybody doing?
Doing
Joe,
well,
what's up?
Joe. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good to hear.
The
It's always a
weekend.
good thing to hear.
It's good to hear everybody else is good. I'm just sick of this weather, man. It's just rain, constant. It's been like this since Christmas.
Hey up, Joe.
I'm finding it hard to get out with a drone. If it's not rain, it's too windy.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, this winter was probably one of the cloudiest winters they've ever had in Florida.
Mind it
Hey,
could be
Joe, what
worse.
happened to you last week?
You mean me live stream?
Yeah, you passed out the entire
Oh,
fucking
passed
live
out,
stream.
all right. I just went bonk like that.
Like a 35-minute long live stream, and he wasn't awake for any of it.
No,
He needed his nap.
You got the
but-
views. What? That's all it counts.
That
no,
was
it's because
better.
I'd been up since 5 o'clock that morning, and went on somebody's live, and they says, "Oh, Joe, you should do a live." I says, "I'm feeling tired now, man." They said, "Go on, do your live." to start the line, I just ended up tapping me, and then I just went bonk like that. That was it. Too many of the late nights have been catching up. That's what's the matter.
Oh, nice, Mike.
No, it's not good.
Randy said there's a White House just south of me, probably worth $1 billion or better.
So when you're buying that, then Justin,
I'm not buying that.
So there's a lighthouse where?
He said a White House, talking about
Oh.
the actual White House.
Oh,
'Cause he lives, he doesn't live far from it.
wow, man.
I wonder if you could even put a price on that.
Feel for
well, hopefully it isn't the appraiser that was appraising Trump's place.
I mean, come on, the British tried to
Oh,
burn
they can
it
get away
down.
with it. They'd get away with it there.
Oh, Trump, aye.
What you threw all that tea in the sea?
Like everybody said, his place worth 18 million. You could get a loan just on the value of the property alone, 10 times that amount.
Wow, man. I wouldn't like to pay it back, though.
You know, that's the weird part about all of that. It's like, what the fuck is the state doing? Because, you know, it's the goddamn banks that send their own people out there to do the estimates, to
We know
do
what
the
it is.
decision.
Well,
Those
we know
people,
what it is. All it
those
is.
people could
Mike.
write anything on their damn application that they wanted to. It doesn't
Mhm.
matter.
It's all election interference.
Of course.
It doesn't take a
You just-
rocket scientist to figure this one out.
No.
The
Right
White
there.
House is valued at 1.5 billion. Okay, I didn't know that. Interesting.
Wow. Like your background, Steve.
I wouldn't even think they'd be able to put a price on it just because of historical value of it.
Wait a minute. I wanna know how they got that price for the fact that nothing around there had comps. I was
Oh, I'm
I
just-
was a loan appraiser. Nothing comps. How they get that price? Somebody overpriced it. Somebody need to go to jail.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Send them to jail. Send them to jail.
Yeah, I would think like something like that, you wouldn't even technically be able to put a value on it because of the historical value of it.
The historical value then is on top of that.
Oh,
Mm.
Yeah, I think all New York did by playing that fucking bullshit game is assure
Mhm.
themselves that more companies are going to leave that state.
Yeah, that's
Because
a
they're
good
just
question.
they're just not going to want to do business there. It's the same thing that's been happening to California for how long, Steve?
Yeah, it's been going on forever. And
The companies
you're
are
talking here in
slowly just
California,
leaving.
you got to remember here in California too, you're talking a posted stamp lot. You know, it's not like the property you get, you know, like in Florida or in most other states. You know, it's not that way. It's San Francisco's that way, LA is that way, you know, the big metropolitan cities. But where we are here in Dana Point, which is considered suburbs, you know, out of Orange County, it's ridiculous. I mean, our lot here, we have what, about 8,100 square feet. And ours is a huge lot for the area.
Yeah, 400,000 in California means you bought a garage.
Sorry.
You didn't buy the house, you bought a garage.
Oh, that
Stupid.
amount of money, you'd be going way up. You'd be buying over here.
He was in the chat earlier, Dusty. I don't know where he's at now. Pretty sure he was in the chat earlier.
Who was that?
Tim.
Yeah, he was here earlier.
Yeah, he was here.
Dusty said, "Where's my deadbeat dad at?"
So what's that? 8,100 square feet. That's 90 by 90.
I think so. Yeah.
90 meters?
No, 90 feet by 90 feet.
I will
30 meters.
say this. I think the people in California are going to get healthier because, well, I think a lot of the restaurants are just going to go away. Won't be able to eat out.
Oh,
Like,
you
There
will.
won't be any open.
30 yards by 30 yards.
There was a a joke ad meme thing that came out because of that new injection called RO that will stop you to lose, use weight like kind of like Ozempic, but you take it once a week. They were saying there goes the value of that company. All the fast food chain prices are going to be raised so high, people won't be able to afford to go anyways, and they don't have to buy anything else because they can't go.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the
Yep.
Ozempic injection's only once a week. It's only the tablets that are every day.
Yeah. I haven't been to a fast food since the price changed, but we'll be going this weekend, so it'll be interesting to see because they're actually opening up a new In-N-Out burger just, I want to say 2 miles from us south. Just coming into the town of San Clemente.
As we found out several years ago, if you really want all of that to be better, you make it easier for business to be better. And the more money the business makes, the more money the employees make. Imagine that.
Yeah.
You can't kind of force it.
In McDonald's, I don't know the other ones that have done it, but I know there's a hamburger place called The Habit, and they actually started in Santa Barbara, California. It's a small chain, kind of like going after In-N-Out Burger. And but McDonald's, they've only got like 2 or 3 employees now for the whole entire store. Everything is automated. You have to put it in. They don't take the orders. You have to put it in the machine. So that's just eliminating jobs is all they're doing. And like we talked about before, I mentioned how the 2 owners of the Domino's pizza chain for, I'm not Domino's, Pizza Hut for Orange County in LA, they laid off 1,200 delivery workers.
They outsourced them.
Yeah,
effectively
to Uber Eats and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
So now
Yeah.
what's it going to cost you?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, you're paying another $5 minimum.
Well, and then if you do that, I was watching Mr. Who's the Boss, he was talking about Uber Eats and how he pays for the tier that is supposed to give you free ship or free delivery and all that.
Mhm.
But then
Yeah.
even though he's paying for it, when he goes in to order his food, it says he has to meet a minimum order requirement.
Mhm.
And then if he doesn't, it still charges him the fee.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he was like, well, what's the point of
If-
paying it then? Paying
Oh,
that
I-
extra.
I use that. I'm in Uber One. It costs £6 a month, but it gives you a discount if you use Uber taxis, and it gives you the free delivery on the food if you go over £15.
Last night on Instagram, I was just thumbing through the reels, the shorts, and one of them came up. It was a girl sitting in a it was a boober, not Uber,
Uber.
and she was had a low cut thing on that, and I was laughing my ass off because I was at Pizza Hut the other day, and this girl comes walking in, an Asian girl, looked just
Oh.
like her, had the low cut and everything, and she was Uber.
Hope she gets better though, Jim.
I said, well, hell, man, I'd buy it from her. I mean, if she delivered to me, I'd buy it every time. She was smoking hot. I stopped talking to the guy behind the counter and just sat there and watched her. This girl was beautiful.
That's called good marketing.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And she had a little short skirt on it when she walked, it popped and everything.
Yeah.
And all this, she was getting good tips. Because
I'm
all
sure
my
she
drivers,
was.
when I was at GM, were like that.
Oh,
All my
if-
drivers were really pretty girls. And they come back making $10 tips for everything.
Oh,
Only
Uber,
thing I pay for, I've never done Uber Eats or any of that stuff. The only thing we get delivered is the pizza.
I've
don't
only
even do
used
that.
Uber Eats a couple times, and it was usually when we were on vacation
yeah, they
Mhm.
overcharge go on
at the
everything.
hotels.
And the thing
Otherwise,
is,
I don't
by the
use
time
it.
you get the food and the waiting, it's cold by the time you get it.
Yep.
Well,
Sometimes-
not to mention that it's just if you're ordering from somewhere like McDonald's, most people have them within a 5-mile radius of their house. It's like, and then you
Yeah.
just paid all those extra fees. Like for somebody like Mark who doesn't drive because of his vision, obviously that makes sense why you'd use it. But
Mhm.
for any able-bodied person get in their car and drive there, you're just throwing cash down the fucking drain. when you
Yeah.
could just spend, 20 minutes and take a drive to McDonald's and come home. You
And
could save
especially, and
yourself 10 or
especially with
15
all
dollars.
all of
Yeah.
them having apps, you can pre-order it ahead of time. So you
Yep.
pre-order
Yeah.
it
Pick it
to
up.
your house
Yeah.
and get down there and it'll be coming off the shelf, grab it and go.
Right.
You ought to see me. You ought to see me doing basketball. I'll be sitting there during the basketball game, and we'll get to the like at about the third period. I'll be sitting there and I'll have my in between plays, and when everybody stops to get a timeout, I'll get my phone out and I'll start looking at the apps, and then I'll start placing my order like that and get all my order together, and then I'll see how it's going if I go to overtime, and then I'll put my time in. I'm gonna pick it up. I
Dusty
always do it that
said,
way.
okay, so if I find you a pretty girl that's looking for a sugar daddy, will you give me a Nevada? No, see, what you do is all you have to do is have her distract him and just steal his Avada. Joe will get easily distracted.
Oh, definitely. Which two?
You can have
You
my
probably-
Avada.
You
That
probably
Joe.
walk right past him in his house. He wouldn't even fucking see you.
If she wants to come work with my motion controller, she can have my Avada.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That was
I'm
good.
not gonna lie.
That was good. Joe.
That was good.
Yeah, it's not just the or Uber Eats; it's all the ones that do that. I mean, I had to do a grocery delivery for Kate the other day because she just wasn't capable of
Anyways, I'm gonna jump
getting
off.
to
Have
the
fun,
shop
guys.
at the time, and she wanted a pack of cigarettes. And
Yeah.
if you go in the store for her cigarettes, they're £15 a packet.
Mhm.
Just an Uber Eats wanted £20 for that packet.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
You're talking like 5-6 quid more, man.
Yeah, £5 more on a packet of cigarettes.
And then the government's wanting to ban them now. I heard that.
Mm.
Going to try and ban all smoking and tobacco by 2029?
I don't know. They're making it illegal for people to buy vapes. I know that.
Yeah. Well,
But they're increasing that age by 1 year every year, so that a 16-year-old can't buy it now, and by the time they're 30, they still won't be able to buy it.
makes
For
no
buying
sense.
what's that, Mark? For buying what?
Vapes.
Oh,
But no, they're going to ban cigarettes and tobacco as well. And this Rishi. But if it does that, you know what's going to happen? Everybody's going to start using snide tobacco.
Yeah, it's going to go
It's
on the
going to
black
be a lot
market.
more illegal importations coming in. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? They're going to lose a lot of money doing that as well, if you think about it, because they make a lot of money off tobacco
They do.
cigarettes. So
I think nearly 2/3 of the price of a packet of cigarettes is tax.
aye,
yeah.
that's right.
This is going back when I was 21 years old. I went on a Caribbean cruise, and I know when we stopped in the Bahamas area over there, we were in St. Thomas, and being the duty free there that you could go to,
Mhm.
you should have seen. I wasn't smoking, so the people coming back on board had 10 cartons because that was a limitation. They were bringing
Yeah.
cars. I'm going. It was 50% of the cost.
Yeah.
And that's when I was 21 years old. So I'm talking, this year, that's 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the last time I went to Malta was probably just over 30 years ago. And then I brought a packet of Benson's back, a carton. So that's 10 packets, and it was £7.20. So that works out at 72 pence a packet. And now it's £15 a packet.
Wow, I can't believe that.
It's
That's the
cheap.
government for you.
It's expensive here, but not to the point you guys are paying.
No.
I
It's
mean,
good
here
more.
it's anywhere between, depending on the brand, because I just see it when I go into at the building that I manage over in Laguna Niguel. It's
Mhm.
a Chevron gas station, but it's like a little Speedy Mart in the inside. So they'll have like 7-Eleven type stuff all in there. And when you go to check out, of course, all the cigarettes are on the back wall there. And
Yeah.
I've seen anywhere from typically $5.95 up to $8.
And it's $1.30 to a pound.
Yeah, I know that. I know that.
And the cheapest you can get a packet of cigarettes here would be either Lucky Strike or Richmond Soft Pack, which are £11.20 a packet. And the dearest is probably 16 to 17 now.
What's that Regal king size?
What?
Benson.
Well, Mayfair's £15 something a packet now.
Oh. Well, do you know what
And
it
I
is?
think Benson's Gold is even dearer. I think that's more like 16. But Benson's Blue is 14.
I'll put this way, when I started smoking tobacco, I used to pay about £5-6 for it. I get 50 grams now for £31.
It's about, I was just going to say it's 30 to 40 pounds now for a packet of rolling backy.
That's for 50 grams, and yet about 5-6 years ago, when it used to cost us about £13.
Yeah.
See, 50 grams.
Well, when I started smoking back in 1971, I used to get 5 Park Drive tipped and a book of matches for 5 old pence.
Wow, man.
Which is like the equivalent of 2 new pence.
All right.
Yeah, that's expensive.
Yeah. But it's the government, you see. It's our government, man. They just hide the money on everything. Next, they'll be charging you for the air that we're breathing.
Well, they do in petrol stations.
Aye. Aye.
Charge you 50p to a pound to blow your tyres up.
Aye, that's true. But if they could get away with it, they'd put oxygen tanks on the back of it and charge you for that. If they could get away with it, they would.
Yeah, I used to smoke a pipe years and years ago, and then I smoked cigars, but now I don't even bother with them anymore.
Good on you, sir. Good on you.
I used to smoke a pipe when I went fishing because it kept your hands warm.
My dad used to smoke a pipe and all. He was a merchant navy guy. Used to work on the Queen Mary. I think I've told you that before. Queen Mary Mark II. It's parked over in America now.
Yeah, it's a restaurant or a hotel or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's supposed to be haunted as well, apparently. But he used to smoke, is it Condor, ready rubbed tobacco in his pipe?
Yeah. Yep, Condor was one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. I bless him. He's not here now.
No, I used to go into a shop that was a tobacco, an actual proper tobacco shop.
Tobacconist shop.
Yeah, did nothing else but that. And
That's
I used
correct.
to get a rum flavoured tobacco for my pipe.
My dad used to go in the same shop like that. It was the same shop though. We used to sell these little bottles of stuff. It was a ginger wine essence. And my dad used to make bottles of ginger wine. I used to love that. All right, but they don't know but tobacco and lighters and cigarettes.
Yeah, that's it.
Like that. Yeah. No groceries are out. Just pure tobacco. I know what you mean. Tobacconist.
Y'all see what happened in New York today? They were protesting, Palestinian protest outside of Trump trial. And they were doing.
Oh
they
yeah,
were doing
somebody
an
set
interview,
fire to himself.
and the guy
didn't he?
set himself on fire, and they were saying, "Turn the camera on, turn the camera on." I thought it was just a trash fire, and they got the video of the guy standing there like this, in flames.
Christ, man. It's gone stupid, this.
They said that he was on the ground. The police ran over there, covered him with a blanket, used a fire extinguisher to get the fire off. And they said the guy was laying there, and they said he was laying there still moving his arms. You know, chances are that could have been shock too. I was
Hmm.
doing that
Mm.
because if he burned, I'll put it like this: that fire, whatever he put on himself, I don't think he lived.
Takahashi
There's no way.
Well,
Was he totally lit up?
Oh, was he lit up?
yeah.
I sent the video to Justin.
If he died, at least it's not going to cost anything in the hospital to.
I'll have to check out the video and see it.
Yeah, it's gonna.
What video?
I sent you one. It was
Welcome
a
back,
little.
Dominic.
Yeah, I sent you a video today.
Yeah, I think it was on the
Oh,
news. It was on the
yeah.
news here.
Yeah, I took
Hold
a
on.
picture off my TV with it.
I've not seen that.
Hold on,
I
let me
never
send it
showed
to
it on
Steve.
yard.
I said people be
I've
getting
seen that on
crazy,
news.
you know.
I hadn't watched it yet.
And then Israel attacked Iran with
was it?
missiles and
Yeah,
planes, didn't they?
I did that.
Attacking Air Force bases and nuclear facilities.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Iran
getting
came out
really-
today and said we didn't. Nope,
Yes.
nothing hit. Nothing hurt us. We all right.
Yeah.
Getting really naughty now, like.
Because apparently the missiles
That-
that they fired at Israel were aimed at an Air Force base. Though none of them got through.
These kind of wars they seem as though they're never going to end.
Mm.
I don't know.
Holy moly. Thank you,
Yeah.
Justin.
He was lit up.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
I mean, that looks like somebody had a whole bunch of trash out on the concrete or so many flames.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
terrible.
Well, and it all depends on what he's wearing too.
Mm.
Yeah, they do seem to think that weird things will create an answer
In
to
the afternoon.
a problem.
Uh-huh.
And that ain't going to solve anything, is it?
No, it just makes you look like an idiot.
Well,
A dead idiot at that.
it was self-solved. He did it to himself, you know.
Because the way the world works these days, 2 days later, everybody's already done forgot about you. Moved
Yeah.
on to something
Yeah.
else, so
That
it
sounds
doesn't serve any purpose.
That's
All
true.
it succeeded in doing is make sure he doesn't
Are you
protest
going out
again.
there?
Silly.
Well, that
Stupid.
succeeded it most likely because with that kind of a fire burns on his body, he'll never survive.
No,
He's
I've
not
never
so
seen
bad
it,
that-
but it sounds bad.
I don't agree with either side acting like jackasses.
Mm.
Do you know? I didn't have the audio on because I'm not using my other mic and my headphones.
I'll meet you there.
I wonder if gas was involved or any other kind of flammable liquid because that looks too intense of just clothing.
Oh, yeah, I think he poured something over himself before he set fire to it.
Probably
Mm.
petrol or something.
I just got another real estate job Thursday.
Get a what?
Another real estate shoot Thursday in Kenner across the lake.
Oh wow!
So that's 250 minimum. And he's gonna be shooting his stills inside. So all I gotta do is aerial and some shots up top.
Very
And it's
good.
a good friend of mine. I shot his wedding about 30 years ago.
Mhm.
Good luck with that, Dusty.
So I'll go. I'm making what I need to make up all the stuff I need to make up. So that's good. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah, make sure you tell this woman that the prices you've given her are for aerial shots only, not internals as well.
Well, that's what I told her. I said if she needs me to fly inside, it goes up.
Hmm.
I got a quick here to all these people that want to protest and you know what? You are allowed to protest, but when you shut down a road, you shut down other people where they're
Yes.
unable to move and travel. That's when that person needs to be picked up And what are you go protesting for? You drop them over in that area where they're protesting for. It says, okay, go over there and do something about it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, when you stand there and you tell everybody, we are Hamas in New York City,
Oh, yeah.
and ICE needs to pick them up because of what Hamas is a terror group. They need to pick
Yeah.
them up and say, okay, now you're being deported.
Yeah. And you know,
Mhm.
you're talking about what was over at Columbia University. Is that what you're
Yeah.
referring to? Yeah. And most
Is
of those
that-
students there,
Yeah.
they're here on visas. That's it. You're gone.
They need to take them all, send them back.
Either that or send them to Guantanamo.
No, send them back to where they came from. Go
Yeah.
back in there, go back to Hamas where you were, where you came
Yeah.
from.
Mm.
Don't live off of us.
Well,
You know,
half
you're
these
not gonna
people that are,
respect us, you don't need to be here.
some of the
Yeah.
groups that are
I'll lay
supporting,
odds that every one of those protesters was born in the States.
some of the groups that are supporting Hamas over here, though, would literally get killed in some of those countries.
Mm.
Mhm.
There's actually LGBTQT groups over here that support that, and I'm like, you realize that they would kill you guys in half these
Yeah.
countries, right? And
They
you're
Yeah.
wouldn't
just trying
think
to
twice of
support.
killing you.
Exactly, like it's illegal in some of those countries.
Oh,
Like it's
they'll send,
It's
they'll,
illegal.
they'll,
It's
they'll
illegal
ship
in a
you
lot of
off
African
flying.
countries as well.
They'll take you off
exactly.
the top of the building and watch you fly off.
Mm.
That's
That's
what
what
I'm
they'll
saying.
do.
It's I don't get why they would support a country that would clearly not support them if it came down to it.
Mm.
That
Mhm.
there's a quick cure to that, you know, Justin. It's called educate these kids. Teach them history that is not being taught in schools today. And they find out what happened.
Mm.
History repeats itself.
And
Oh,
that's not even.
these kids are so brainwashed, they're not being taught.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
saying that's not even history. That's shit that's still happening today.
Yeah.
I mean, like you don't even have to go back in history to learn that.
No, but I'm saying
Just
they were killing anybody who was
You know the
homosexual or anything like
you know the
that.
best method,
back then.
Steve, is put them on a plane and send them to some of these countries and see how long they want to stay there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I'm saying is, you
They'll
know,
come back
ship
kissing the
them off
ground.
and then protest, fight for the people.
Yeah. I
'Cause
agree with you
it
there.
angers me,
Don't
but I
bite
know
me, David.
you're legally allowed to do it. But when I watch these people light that American flag on fire, boy, I tell you what, there'd be hell to pay because I'd have a fire
Yep.
extinguisher hosing them down and the flag.
The way I look at the flag is that doesn't represent the government. That represents the people,
Yeah.
not the
I know
government.
what you're saying there.
So to me, that's completely disrespectful because an everyday person isn't causing the problems that you are
Yeah,
claiming are such
it's
a big issue.
disrespectful, but at the end of the day, it's just a piece of cloth.
Well, I mean, it's there. It's technically they have a right to do that, but I mean, just most average Americans though take that as a huge sign of disrespect.
Yeah, but it's never going to hurt anybody, is it?
I mean, technically, no. It's just like I said, your average American looks at the flag different than most other countries look at their own flags. There's a certain amount of patriotism.
Well,
that's
yeah, I
kind
agree.
of exclusive to the
The
U.S.
amount of American homes that have a flag flying outside them is huge.
And it still
The
is
only-
as much as people
The
say
only
it's not.
time, the only time you'll get English people putting a British flag outside their house is when the Rugby World Cup or the Football World Cup is on.
Mhm.
Are you guys? Did you
Excuse
guys
me?
talk about the guy that set himself on fire?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
We actually, Joe has the video. Sent me the video clip of it.
Right, I'm just away for a cigarette, guys. Won't be long.
Probably a good thing you grabbed that,
Be
Joe, because they
careful.
probably would have deleted. They probably deleted that since then.
What was that, Mark?
I said, be careful. Don't
Oh,
set yourself on fire.
No, you're right. I'm not that stupid.
Yeah, I was watching the news when it happened, because the reporter was standing there talking to, back and forth, reporting on the Trump jury, whatever. And all of a sudden he says, oh my God, turn the camera on, turn the camera on.
Now, was that guy lighting himself on fire in support or
Well, they,
what?
no,
I
they're
mean, it
not
really doesn't
telling- they're
matter
not
'cause-
telling you, but what he did is he walked over there. He took out of a backpack or whatever, a whole bunch of pamphlets and threw them up in the air, then took something out and dumped it on himself. And
Oh,
lit
I know.
himself
I'm
on
just
fire.
curious what side he was supporting because I don't really support anybody on either side acting stupid like that. I was just curious what his
They
what his
did
motivation
a press
was.
conference shortly thereafter. The police department did, and they wouldn't identify what the pamphlets were or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just
They
curious
were-
what his motivation was.
According to our news, they were Palestinian protesters.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's so funny because they act like that's going to change anything. These little
Mm.
tiny
It's
protests that are popping up all over.
The same as the people on the bridge.
Mm.
Like I said, these little protests that are popping up everywhere, it ain't going to change anything. I don't care how much you guys scream and holler and stuff. They're not going to change their minds
No.
No.
Mhm.
because the vast majority of the population is on the other side of that, and the government's already had a line drawn in the sand. They're not just going to switch sides because a few protesters pop up here and there.
No.
Well, besides that, they're just a bunch of young airheads that want to be important.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is too, is like, it's one thing if you had a cause and there's millions of people backing your cause and you're trying to push for it. But when it's just pockets of a couple hundred people here and there, you might as well just look at it and be like, look, we're kind of wasting our time. It ain't going to change anything.
Yeah.
It's not like they're
Right.
pulling in millions of people to support them.
Well, and you look at the age of the now the a majority of all these people, they're all college kids.
Yeah, students.
And where do you think they've gotten brainwashed from?
Oh yeah, it's the universities.
Well, yeah, one of the professors is an Arab American, and he's been teaching, that the U.S. is bad and that needs to be overthrown.
Well, like I said, 90% of the population doesn't think that way. It's actually a small part. It's just getting a lot of news.
What's scary is the young people aren't smart enough to figure it out.
Yeah, but the thing
No.
is, though, is you can't bunch the entire young generation into that. It's not all of them.
But
There's a
it's-
lot of kids out there that
Nice.
don't hold those same values. I mean,
Nice. Being brainwashed.
Yeah, what they want to do is arrest all the protesters and say, right, we're going to deport you now. You can join the armed forces in the country that you belong to and fight for the cause.
because I mean, if you watch a lot of Charlie Kirk's videos when he goes to these universities, there's
Yeah.
actually a lot of kids that come up that don't agree with anything the universities are doing.
Mhm.
They're just there to get their classes taken and get the hell out of there. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not all of them. I'm not going to say that the entire generation is fucked just because a handful of them are idiots. Every
you see-
generation has a handful of morons.
Did you see over in Utah, the elementary school where the kids were protesting because these kids are going around as these Furbies?
Yeah.
I mean,
And they went in there and it was the kids that were protesting at the school saying this is ridiculous. This is not allowed.
I mean, in reality, you guys had the same sort of situation back in the 60s with the hippie movement. I mean, that wasn't it much better. I mean, that was similar, different, but similar.
Yeah, but most of them were against the war. That was their
Right, but they also treated service members
Yeah.
like shit too, though.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That was a bad time. I would say that was, if you had to make a comparison,
Mhm.
it'd be that time period.
Well, there was actually a Vietnam vet that was on one of the news channels here the other day. And it was really interesting to sit there and you put it into perspective because I was in my time I was in the Air Force was at the very end of the Vietnam War. And you watch where all the different wars that we've been in here in the United States and how the troops were treated coming back home. And when you came back as a Vietnam vet, you were like, you know, you were like one of these people they want to get rid of now. I mean, no respect for them whatsoever.
It was one of the weirdest wars for the reaction of the people, definitely.
Well, there was unity when you had the two world wars, obviously, you know, with multiple countries fighting, and they were unified together in order to do it, especially during World War II. And even when the Korean, it wasn't a war, conflict was on, the servicemen and women coming back were, you know, highly respected and thanked and everything like that. You came back, and if you had a uniform on coming back, man, you were, you know, like Justin was saying, you were like, could be beaten, you could be threatened, and there's nothing for all these guys coming back. And we're here
And
again now with these.
It is wrong because they were just doing their job. They were doing what they were told to do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And now we've got the same thing happening here with any of the servicemen and women around the world going out to various areas all over the world. It's just like you're an evil person.
Yeah.
I was fortunate because I was pretty well protected. I didn't have to go out to Vietnam, thank God. But I took care of a lot of people coming back that were there.
That's mayonnaise with ketchup.
Mm.
Then what is it?
Yeah. No, my dad was over in Korea.
You still have a plate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my uncles were in that time frame. My dad was in World War II.
Take some of those to her and bring them back.
Yeah, no, my dad was in the Royal Signals. He was advanced warning. He was stuck up a mountain with a radio and a rifle.
Good luck.
Because, you know, like I was saying, like, you know, if you look back at the 60s, I guarantee the generation before that, the parents and the grandparents, probably were looking at that generation like, you fuckheads, you know. They were, you know what I'm saying? You know, they had that same mentality like you guys are saying now.
Yeah.
You know, they had complete, you know, loss in faith of that generation. But like I said, I wouldn't say that every generation has their jackasses, but they all have their good ones too. I mean,
It's just higher levels at certain points of time.
Because you'd be, like I said, you'd be surprised when like Ben Shapiro and some of these guys go to these colleges, how many kids are actually pretending just to get through the college, you know, to get their degree, but they're not actually for some of that stuff. They're just pretending because they're pleasing their college professors to get through. Like Ben Shapiro said, he said, you know, I wrote pro letters or pro papers in college classes that I totally were against, but I only did it because I knew if I did it, the college professor would fail me.
Yeah.
He's like, so I would write papers for things.
They'll give you poorer scores in your grades, tests, and everything.
And so he said he faked his way through some of his courses in college just because that was what he had to do. And like I said, if you watch I watch a lot of the ones where Steven Crowder and all these guys go to the college campuses.
Changed my mind.
There's a lot of kids that are you can tell are faking their way through because that's what they have to do. And then there's some that actually believe the shit. I think it's kind of a 50-50 thing. I don't think it's all of them. Because there's a lot of them that come up to the mic just to get their opinions. They'll be like, you know, you've said this before. Why are you saying this? And then he'll tell them, and they agree with him. You know what I'm saying? They're just wanting to get a better explanation on their stance on something.
They're 15 seconds of fame.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, but universities definitely have a fucking problem there for sure.
But and it's been that way it was
Yeah,
going
hang on.
on when I
No,
was
yeah, there's
going
one
to
more.
college.
Okay.
So,
Well, one of the biggest things that, Charlie Kirk brought up with a lot of college students, he asked them, he said, how many classes are you guys taking that have nothing to do with what you're going to school for? And almost 90% of the damn class or the crowd raised their hand. They're taking women's studies, but they're going to school for accounting. Why are you taking women's studies? What the fuck does that have to do with accounting?
Nothing, but it's an easier course that they have to pass so many
It's all
courses.
about credit hours, right?
and you
But
have
like
to have
Sarah,
and you have
Okay.
to have so many hours of just general education that that fills into the general ed that you fill in
I mean,
like advanced basket weaving 301,
it's like all the ones that are there on sports scholarships.
Yeah.
They just put into classes to make up numbers and to do the easiest ones they can to keep them on the sports team.
But like Sarah said, she was going to school for music and she had to take a psychology class, a math class, English class.
Yeah.
I think you're better off if somebody's going for astrophysics, you focus nothing but on that instead of all that side bullshit. They don't need that.
Well,
But you
yeah,
focus
that's what happened here.
everything, you know what I'm saying? Because they'll come out as a better student in that field if that's all they're studying.
that's where
Okay.
you can go and get get your what, like say if you're just going to junior college, you can get your certificate of completion on all of the courses you took of saying like astrophysics, but it didn't include, you didn't get your degree because you didn't take all the other general ed, but you can get your certificate of completion of doing that for like engineering and stuff like that without taking other BS classes.
Well, and that's the thing is like companies kind of used to take people just having a 4-year degree in anything. Now they want specific degrees. And if you're going for art, good luck trying to find a job with an arts degree.
Yeah.
I mean, my
music, I
my
give a
old,
lot of credit because I know my sister was a music major and what it goes through and what you have to do. And if you go on to get your degree in music, good luck.
but that's like my old boss, his son went to school for a 4-year arts degree, ended up working at Camping World after he got it because there's no jobs out there that give a shit about art degrees.
Yeah.
They want engineering, robotics, anything, with technology. That's the best thing to go in.
Well, nowadays, yeah, but the basics, without a doubt, is business, math, that without going into, and not even the heavy math. I'm just talking about business math and record keeping, that type of thing. Even going into that and financing, but nowadays you've got to go taking calculus in order to get that degree.
It's more like a degree in finger painting
Excuse me a second.
or advanced plasticine use.
Well, and that's the thing is like, and the more the AI gets introduced into a lot of fields, there's going to be a lot less job opportunities in some things, like people like, Joe and people like Captain Joe and people like Mudball, that do photography and stuff. Dude, once the AI starts coming into that field, it's going to get real tight real quick. The more advanced it
I'm
gets.
just going to have to drop off a minute and Kate's trying to get hold of me.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, sir.
I gotta go. I left me out in the backyard. I gotta go. check my
Advanced
tractor.
victim studies. That's funny.
And I probably get a credit for it as well.
And that's like Charlie Kirk, he actually prefers people don't have degrees when he hires them for his company.
Yeah,
He'd
'cause you
rather
got
just
brain
train
wash.
you. Yeah, he'd rather train you on the spot and teach you how to do the job than having a degree in something. He says, I hire people with degrees, but it's not a requirement.
Well,
He goes-
here's a good example. Here in California, And I'm sure it's that way in most of major metropolitan cities. You go to work for a corporation and even, and this is no put down to the position or whatever, but you know, like an administrative assistant, being a secretary or something for whoever. They
Mhm.
want a bachelor's degree and they would prefer a master's degree for somebody coming in for that position. And in some of them, if you don't even have a bachelor's, they won't. My wife didn't graduate, but she had, when she moved over from what she was doing, where she went to work for the construction company, her boss was getting her into that company. Um, when he found out that the company that she working for, she was a legal assistant for two attorneys that did family law. And they go, you got more background of knowing how to run an office. You're like an office manager for them. You're doing all this stuff, which would far supersede a degree that you're going to have. They didn't even bother with it.
How are you, Paul?
What's that?
I'm just asking Paul how he's doing. He's very quiet there.
Oh,
What's that?
I'm just asking how you are, young man.
There you go, JDS. That's for the Canadian website on
I'm
Amazon
doing
for that
good.
flag.
Oh, sell it on Amazon as well, aye.
Yeah, that's the one for the Canadian Amazon.
Mhm.
Because
I
you
think,
wanted to know.
I think Jim
There's
did tell us to go on Amazon, but I checked on there and then I went on eBay and I found it cheaper.
no, I was the one that sent you the link that day, remember? For
Oh,
the
yes, you
UK
did.
website.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're only that one, the one in Canada is only $10.55 Canadian, which isn't bad. For a flag that size, that's cheap.
Mhm.
Granted, it's probably not the best material to be outside waving around. It probably would rip it up pretty quick.
Aye,
But being inside, it will last forever. I mean,
aye.
but if you
Well,
put that out on a flagpole, I guarantee the wind would rip it up in a couple days.
Either that or your neighbours will.
That's like if you're gonna buy a flag for outside, you got to find one with really good material,
Aye.
and
Well,
you got to look at the wind rating on it too. Because there's some American flags you can get a 3x5 foot American flag on Amazon for $10, but I guarantee it's going to tear up within a week
yeah.
then it's
if
got to
you
go
don't get
through
a
all
good
the
one.
weather. Just
Yeah,
it's got to go through all the different weathers, rain, snow, everything, wind.
Yeah, you got to get a good one that has a really high wind rating,
Yeah.
especially if
last
you live
one-
in California because the wind's constant there.
The last one I got it from Costco was $32. That's the pole, the mount, and everything. And it lasted out because I put it up because it's lit, so it's out there 24 hours a day, rain, shine, it's out there, and it lasted a year and a half.
And you
Was
can
that
get flag poles off Amazon pretty cheap too. I got a 50-foot flagpole. I think I paid $30 for it, $30 or $40.
A 50-foot flagpole?
Yeah, because it's just literally just it's
Is
just
that one of them
literally
that goes inside of each other?
yeah, it's just four
Oh,
slots
telescopic
and then
one, yeah.
and then they connect together and it has a little pulley at the top and it comes with the rope. Yeah, they're actually pretty cheap on Amazon. Well, back when I
But you
bought
have
it was.
you
Let
have
me
guy
see.
wires on it?
No, you just bury it in the ground. It comes with a tube, and what I did was took the hose and just
Sounds gone.
With concrete or no?
I don't know. He must have muted himself or bumped
you
something.
could concrete. Fuck, I keep hitting that button. on.
I thought so.
I was
You
doing
all
that
right,
this
Dominic?
morning too. There's a 20-foot one for 80. Yeah, they're a little bit more
Get a
expensive.
halfway decent one that I've seen because I'm thinking about putting that one in our front yard instead of the one in the wall. Putting it out in our front yard is
Yeah,
it's
I got
about
some nice
it's
20
30
footers.
foot.
Why? Oh, you got wind up ones there, 79 quid. Aye.
And then you can get one that, obviously is a thicker gauge of
Steel, yeah.
steel on
alloy.
the poles. It's a lot more expensive, but yeah, you can find them all day long for pretty
Yeah,
cheap on
that's
Amazon.
12 gauge. Yeah, the one I'm looking at is 10 minimum.
But you go to like the I don't know what gauge these are, but this was like the one I had right here.
It's 4 weeks.
Came with the little gold ball, the pulley, the rope, everything. I was 20 foot. I don't know why I said 50 foot, 20 foot. But
Yeah,
yeah, and I think
the one that I saw, they've got it and it's got the solar light up on top of it, so it puts out the light so you can leave it up at nighttime.
All right, that sounds canny.
yeah, I think I paid at the time, that was like 4 or 5 years back. Might have been longer than that. I only paid like 40 something for it, I think. 30 or 40. So it was really cheap. They're a little bit more expensive now, but
Who disappeared?
Oh,
Paul turned his camera off.
Oh, no, I know
So
it went down, but
it switches boxes around when somebody does that.
yeah,
Sometimes it'll look like somebody left when you see it out the corner of your eye.
yeah, that's what I was wondering. Well, guys, I gotta get out of here. I got a meeting online meeting
No
I
worries,
gotta go on in
Dave.
10 minutes.
Well, enjoy
so
your pizza night.
I will.
Thank
You do the same.
Bye.
take care, Steve, man. Look after yourself, you man.
Take care, Joe.
Have a good night.
Take care, mate.
Joe, take care. Everybody have a great weekend.
Same to you, sir.
Yeah, JDS, I think those flags are only like $6 or $7 on our Amazon. They're pretty
Mhm.
cheap.
Like, I think I only paid about £5 on eBay.
Yeah, like I said, for a flag that size, it's not a bad price. Even
Mhm.
£10 wouldn't be that bad for a flag that size.
Yeah.
But you got a really good deal. £5 ain't bad.
But like I say, it's the material it's made with indoors is great, but outdoors you couldn't hang that outdoors.
Oh no. We're doing
Not
firehouse
not with the
subs.
great British weather we've got at the minute.
Sounds good too.
Oh, my flag was a lot bigger because the standard size I think is 3 by 5 foot.
Mhm.
And I had was it s- was it 10 by 12 foot, I think I had on my flagpole. It was a lot way bigger.
Wow. The only thing I've got to do now is to get myself a mast up for my antenna for my VHF radio.
Shit, I mean something like that would work for you too.
Or
Mhm.
like a flagpole.
Yeah, and you just attach it to the top. And those flagpoles don't weigh anything, so you can like attach it and then just lift it up right in the
Oh.
ground.
Right. Well, where I live, I haven't got a garden, so I'll have to bolt it to the wall, you see.
Oh yeah. Or you could just get a little cheapy bag of cement. It
Mm.
won't go nowhere. It's one way you could do it. But that's a cheap way of building a little antenna, pole without
Right.
getting too expensive,
Oh, some of these masts, man, I've been pricing some of these masts. They're ridiculous.
Yeah, they're expensive if you go into actually getting an antenna, actual antenna pole, they can get pretty expensive.
Mhm.
Especially if you get the one, we had one at my old house in California, and it was it was like it looked like a ladder. It had 3 legs.
Yeah, all
And
the
it was-
yeah, I know what
and
you mean. Telescopic ones, and they wind them up.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't telescopic, but it had 4 sections and it was probably about 40 or 50 feet tall. It was really tall, but it was 3-legged and then it had metal rods that went in between the legs.
And they go
all
like
the way
that,
down.
zigzags. Don't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And that thing was expensive back on
Yeah.
when we got
I
that.
think them are normally made of alloy.
They're heavy too. Like
Yeah.
it takes a couple people to push it up.
Mhm. So that's my next target. But that's not going to happen this year, not with this weather.
Oh yeah, that looks like the flags that a lot of the a lot of the car dealerships over here fly the big ass flags like that.
Mhm.
Fucking massive. The one that I was over at the I was filming it over at the car dealership a few years back when I first got my drone. And I think the guy said they paid $2,000 or $1,000 every 6 or 8 months to replace it. I was
Mhm.
like, Jesus Christ. But it was massive. It's huge. Like you could cover probably 2 cars with it.
Right.
Huge. You know, and they got a big old, like 100-foot pole. It's really tall.
Yeah.
And I was doing a droney around it, and the guy came out and was just interested in what I was doing. I said, I'm just getting a shot of your flag. And he started talking about it. I said, how much one of those flags costs? He's like, too much. Paul's on the panel. He just shut his mic and his camera off, Curtis, a minute ago. I don't know what he's doing.
And Mark will be back.
I'm
About
listening.
200. Not fags, flags. Cool cat. Yeah, I know.
200
told-
fags for £55.
Yeah, he
Fuck.
told us that this morning.
£55 for 200 fags, man. That's crazy.
Give me a minute, guys.
No, we haven't took over a channel. We just like the knacker, that's all.
So are you going, you're going live tonight, Justin? He didn't say, did he?
No.
No, I'm going live. I'm gonna jump off here in a few minutes.
What time? 7:30?
No, 8.
8 o'clock. Okay.
And then as long as Tim and Rick are free tomorrow, we'll do our normal gaming live that we do every week.
There you go.
Got a new map to do on Devour.
Now, do you hear from Matt much at all?
I mean, he messages me sometimes, but normally I don't hear from him unless he comes on your show. Or he might pop in on my panel once in a while. Yeah, he's been staying pretty busy, so
He's back driving, right?
well that and he's doing I think he's about to start
I
doing
thought they lost their bass player or something.
well, he's got that. He's got his yeah, he did. But what I was saying is he's got his band thing coming up. He's driving, plus he's still doing, I think, stuff with that dude for the movie stuff. And he's doing his scooter thing, so he's staying pretty busy. I'm hoping Tim is, Rigger, because he hadn't been around much today. I messaged him earlier, told him Dusty was looking for him, but he never answered me back.
The thing is, where's Laura?
Laura went on vacation with her mom, and her mom ended up getting sick while they were on vacation, so she's in the hospital up there right now.
Oh,
So she's dealing with that right now. And David's just at home by himself, chilling.
mhm.
So
I hope it gets better.
I mean, from what David said, she's improving a little bit, so that's good.
Well, didn't David say hopefully they might maybe coming home this weekend or?
Yeah, because they're trying to get her mom transferred down to where their home is, so where they live at. They're trying to get that all worked out. So I think they just got to get an ambulance lined up and all that stuff.
Mhm.
God, dude, I'd hate to have to ride in an ambulance for more than 20 miles. Those things are so comfortable. You ever rode in an ambulance before? That thing's bouncier than fuck.
Yeah.
Especially when you're hurting, like you got pain, and that thing's bouncing up and down. Oh my God,
Oh.
dude.
Yeah.
I rode to the hospital with when I had that kidney pain. Oh my God, it was the roughest 5-minute ride to the hospital I ever had.
Oh Christ. Supposed to be made to be comfortable and all, but I don't know.
I mean, they're definitely more advanced than an old ambulance, but trust me, they don't ride any better.
Mm.
A car rides smoother than an ambulance does. And plus, our ambulances over here are just massive. They're big.
Joe
Like, they're
said
really
he got
big.
booted. He'll be back shortly.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
on the panel a second ago and then just randomly dropped. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Mike. And the beds in the ambulances aren't always the most comfortable neither.
No.
No. Well, they made a lot sponge,
One of-
so it's quick
And
wiped
you
down,
can
isn't
feel
it?
you can feel
Yeah.
every bump in the road.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
what
getting
was-
in and out of the ambulance is much easier these days because they have those that come
Lifts.
out, they slide out, and then it lowers them up and down, so they don't have to.
hydraulic
rough
lift
with
at the
it.
back, yeah.
Yeah.
We've got them type of ambulances in the UK now.
Here's Mark. He's back.
Hello, Mark. How you doing?
Hi Mark, welcome back.
I'm all right. Just grabbed myself a pasta salad, chicken and bacon pasta
Oh,
while I was in there.
When you were out shopping?
See, the-
Yeah, I got it this afternoon. Yeah.
nice one, JD, yes.
See, this is our ambulances here. This is actually from my city. That's how big they are. They're fucking massive.
Hmm.
Like, those are like half the size of a fucking fire truck.
Yeah.
Well, they're saying on the news that they suspect that the guy that lit himself on fire across from the Trump trial, it has to do with Islam.
Ah, right.
Okay, so yeah, I was just curious what his motivation behind that was. Was he like
Well,
pissed off because Trump was getting indicted, or was he pissed off because he's anti-war?
The investigation into what happened took them
You-
to whatever posts that he made, public posts, and it was all Islam this and Islam that, and
Like I said, I don't care what side he was on, whether he was pro-Trump or not. I don't support stupidity like that. It's fucking stupid.
It had nothing to do with American politics.
no,
It was a protest by the Palestinians against the war.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are,
I didn't-
Rigger.
I didn't mean to do it, Andrew. I was sitting
Unfortunately,
here
wars
and all of
happen.
a sudden I froze and it said installing Zoom and cut the whole computer up.
Hey
Oh,
Joe,
fucking bite me, cool cat. I'll show you average size. Get over
hey
here.
Joe, did you hear about that guy setting himself on fire?
Yeah.
Yeah, I took a video of it when it happened and stop. And I sent it to Justin.
Everything's bigger over here, cool cat. Come on our roads, dude. We
You're
got
not in
trucks.
Texas.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is, compared to the cars that are on the English roads, come over here when you see a pickup truck and the bumpers in your back fucking window.
Oh, over the top of the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have
Fucking
all
tell-
your American pickup trucks over here. They
Yeah,
sell
they
the
can't
Drive
Ford,
on the
they
pickup truck.
sell the Ford Ranger and the Dodge.
Are they full size though, or do they downsize them? For
There's the
you guys?
European size, and then there's American size.
Right.
Yeah.
So
like-
McDonald's burgers are bigger over there.
That's
Everything's
because
like
a lot,
Christmas
of, lot of
vacation.
your old streets and highways aren't very wide. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, it's because you got to think of the age of the cities and all that. Actually, Britain could have taken the opportunity after World War II, and most of their cities were demolished and widened their roads and rebuilt them. It's
Yeah.
because you were in the car era at that point. But before that, you guys kind of, had your shit all laid out already before cars were a thing. So you really couldn't do a whole lot without
Mhm.
destroying a bunch of buildings and widening your streets. Where America, most of our highways were being built as cars were becoming really popular. So
Yeah.
they were able to plan ahead of that. But you guys could have done that after World War II when most of your cities were fucking leveled. They should have took the opportunity to do it then. Because you guys'
Actually-
streets are super narrow compared to ours.
You're probably only talking 3 or 4 cities that got bombed during the Second World War.
Mm.
Right. But a
They
lot
were
of them,
only like London, Manchester, Liverpool, Glasgow, places where they built planes and ships and things like that.
well, they were heading for to try and hit Vickers Armstrong on
And,
Scotland.
Newcastle. Sorry, I forgot about Newcastle.
Right. Vickers Armstrong used to make the tanks.
Okay,
Yeah.
now being said, now that you've said that though, are the streets still wide? Are they very wide in those areas that they had to
No.
rebuild?
No.
That's
But
what
a
I'm
lot of the
saying.
roads- A lot of the roads back in them days though were cobblestones.
They just rebuilt around the existing streets.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, they should have took the time just to fucking start from scratch, and that's what I would have done. Because, like I said, you guys were kind of in the car era at that point, so it would have made sense to do that in the
They
damaged
weren't
areas.
completely flattened. I mean,
No, but I mean, if you look at some of the videos from World War II and in England, there was some parts of those cities where there was a shit standing.
Mm-hmm.
We did it with the 2 or 3 roads that got damaged in Pearl Harbor.
That was Hitler for you.
That was the Japanese. They poked us, and then we got pissed and killed and destroyed them. They decided to poke the bear.
Or was that Pearl Harbor on them? Sorry.
Yeah, that was the Japanese that bombed Pearl Harbor. And then apparently, I want to say that they said that there was something off the coast of Washington that happened during World War II, but they didn't really. It was like a torpedo from a sub or something hit something, but they didn't really consider it like anything serious. I want to say something like I remember hearing something about something like that. Or there might have been scares of submarines off the coast or something in Washington. State, not DC.
Somebody's pupper
West
dog
Coast.
wants something.
yeah, she wants some of my food.
Some of your food. That's what I was guessing. Now, Justin, do you have a problem with your dogs wanting your food, like when you're eating?
Oh no, I get super annoyed. I'd run them off if they sit there and try to beg for me. Sarah shares a lot of stuff with Tyson, but that's because he gets away with it. He just shows her his little puppy dog eyes
Gives
and
the
his
puppy
little
dog
ear,
eyes.
and he gets whatever the hell he
the
wants.
old good old porn you need in them sad eyes. I know what you mean.
Not me though. I get super annoyed when the dogs beg. I yell at him, tell him to get away from me because I can't stand when they're sitting in my face.
You just say, hey, you've had your meal, bugger off.
I'll actually kick them out of the room sometimes if I'm eating in the bedroom.
Hmm.
All right, well, I'm going to jump off since I've got my show in an
Okay.
hour and 10 minutes.
No
Mhm.
bother,
I'll catch
Justin.
y'all later.
Everybody
Mhm.
tune in tonight
See you
on
later,
Justin's
Justin.
channel.
Yep.
Anyway, it's been nice talking to you, Justin, if you're still there.
Hi, Marshall.
Quiet.
It'd be nice to see some nice big juggernauts over here. I've seen 1 or 2, but not the big ones that you have over in the States.
What, Joe, you and Johnny got any plans on flying or?
No, we're not gonna, maybe next week.
Well,
Maybe next week I've got, I don't have baseball. Stop it. I don't have baseball this week because they got a bye week. So next
Ah.
weekend I'll be doing is the playoffs, so it's best of 3, so I can be there 3 games. It'll be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thursday I got a real estate shoot already I know of.
Yeah, you said
And-
you picked up a real estate job or 2.
Yeah, but this is the old guy. He needs me to meet him in Kenner, Louisiana on the other side. So I'm gonna go over there and shoot it. Oh, shoot, I gotta look at the ad. Ooh. I might not be able to. 'Cause
Why, what do you got going?
I gotta look at the airspace. That's right by the airport.
Oh, yeah, the airport.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't even thinking about that.
Lance, tell him he can do it.
Well, I'll get Lance for it. If I get 50 feet, that's good, you know?
Mhm.
He gave me the address, so I gotta go look it up.
See, that's the problem that I have with the air
All right.
is like most of my trees in town here are like 100, 150 feet tall.
Yeah,
So why shouldn't you be able to fly below that level? Because an airplane's not going to fly below that level.
Mhm.
No.
right, shielded operations.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
They are working on that, Paul.
Oh, this guy is a lucky guy. He is so lucky.
Just outside
it's-
the area.
No, it's still control airspace. I'm in B. Let's see what I can do.
Ask him if he can move the house 100 yards to the left.
Okay, I can get 150 feet, so I'm good.
Oh, well, there you go.
So I just gotta get Lank approval for 150 feet.
The only thing I worry about is keeping clearance away from pylons. Pylons, because the fluid.
that.
Oh, sorry?
No, the dog.
Oh, pylons, keep away from the airports, obviously. But where I live, I took a drill off and I'm normally all right, but when I done, was it Cresswell? I had loads of problems there. And plus, there was low flying aircraft, which didn't even give an indication that it was flying low. It just come up on my map. There was no warning out. Normally comes through on the DG and that. So what I done is I just lowered myself right down and come like headed back home, you know, come away. So leaving it was only a little one, like a little private aeroplane thing. Respect the planes in the sky, you know what I mean? That's what I did. Well, Cresswell was a funny old one because it was next to it's not far away from RAF Boomer, and that's when I couldn't take off. And even though it's not used anymore, RAF Boomer, they still don't like you flying out anywhere near it or over it. So what I've done is it wouldn't let us take off a meter. You know, when you launch it and it stands at a meter high, went to fly up and it says, can't take off. And then my drone just automatically landed. And then they says, oh, you can't fly here. And then I had to get phone, they sent us a link on my phone. I had to phone them up, giving me, obviously, I had to email them first. And then, because it said the link, went from the link, I had to email them, then I had to phone them to see where I was. And obviously, Civil Aviation Authority, they knew that I was registered and that, and they went, all right, and then they says, well, we'll get back in touch. And within 5 minutes, the phone is again, says, right, you're clear to take off, because they knew I was out near the sea and not near the actual airbase.
Sorry about that. Pressed the wrong button.
That's all right. We've all done that.
Everybody's done that.
It happens.
Okay, it's April 25th, 1 p.m., 3 hours, 150 feet.
The maximum I've ever been up to now was about 250 feet. Well, that was a nice clear space. But gone that high, you know, you can't really travel far because you got to run into problems in the head. So I keep it normally 150 feet or below.
Yep, request approved, authorization by FAA, and the authorization of, I got it.
I've been up to 400 feet a few times, but it depends on what you're looking at.
Aye. It also, it depends on what the flight paths are and all around that area.
Now there aren't any flight paths over me,
Hey,
Oh, right.
Hey, Joe,
Yes,
and I'm a
Cool
good.
Cat wants to know what's written on your shirt.
Normal
It
isn't coming back.
says, Normal isn't coming back, but Jesus is. Revelation
one.
1, Revelation 14.
That's a biblical quote, right?
Yep. The one I had on yesterday said, Jesus and drone. Anything with Jesus and drones, I'm in.
Jesus, oh, best
So
thing
count
I
me
ever
in.
done was buy me drone me, like, best thing I ever done. I just like to get out there when I can. It's nice and when it's not windy, get out there and go for a flight. You know, it just takes your mind away from lots of things.
Yeah, that's one of the nice things about the Mini 3 Pro. You don't hear it once you get above 100 feet.
And I've got the Mini 2, which you know, and that does me. You know, I might go higher later on. I don't know, but mine's great for what I do, and it handles the wind. You know, like wind bits of wind, it handles that well. But when
Yeah.
it gets really gusty, that's when you know it gives you wind alerts and that. Like if your drone's like that with the wind, and try to fly against the wind, you know, which it's better to come back, have the wind behind you. Obviously, is now that.
Yeah.
So when it's wind like that, I'll take a little wind socket with us and see how bad the wind is before I take off. Don't always do that, but sometimes I do. Or I look at the trees, you know, around us, tall trees, and see how it's blowing.
At UAV forecast, it tells you what the winds are at whatever height you want
Move, go,
and which direction.
go.
All right.
Yeah, UAV forecast is a good one.
Is that what was that? An app you can put on?
Yeah.
Hold on, what's it called?
UAV forecast.
Oh, let's get this. UV what? For
UAV.
UAV, sorry.
UAV
UAV.
forecast.
UAV forecast rate.
Yep.
Install. I've got it. Drone pilots. I've got it. Right, I'm installing that now. Thank you for that, gentlemen.
Yeah. Like I've
got
have
drone
mine-
assist and everything on there, like, but
I'm looking at the wind at 200 feet because I think it's a waste of time looking at ground level when you're going to go up in the air. And it says 8 mile an hour, gusting to 14 mile an hour from a northeasterly direction.
all right.
And it gives you the temperature, it gives you the amount of satellites you can see, it gives you the KP index, which is fairly high today. It's 2.67. Must be some sunspot activity.
Must be.
Shit.
Tell you what, it certainly doesn't feel like it at the minute. Like, it's been canny the day, but apart from this morning, it was rain.
Well, the KP index, which is on the bottom row in the middle, is an indication of the strength of the solar magnetic
wind,
radiation interference.
Yeah, that interferes with your signal.
Yeah, it does. So the higher that is, if it goes above 5, don't fly.
Yeah.
That
I've
means you
got
lose connection.
2.7.
That means you'll lose connection.
Yep,
It
it
might
means you
gust
can't.
at 10, might gust at 10 kilometers an hour.
Mm. And at the moment, we're at 5 degrees centigrade. Mhm. What was the weather
Flood
forecast?
the damn place again, Joe. Oh, I tell you what was not compared to where is it? Flooding over there, man's bad. Oh, I seen a bit of it on the news.
4 degrees feels like 3.
Oh, aye, 4 degrees there. I'll tell you what the temperature is, yeah.
Mhm.
It's 3 degrees, yeah.
Mhm.
Feels like
I've got
1 degree.
11.
Mm-mm. 3 is
Oh.
our lowest at 6 in the morning.
No, sorry, it says 3 degrees, yeah. Feels like 0 degrees. We made it
Mm.
out.
Yeah, we had a -1 the night before last.
Mhm.
And the highest it's going to be tomorrow is 11.
Mhm.
Look at the damn thing. This is stupid. Trying to print it off. When I tell it I wanted to print it off, it's only giving me it's giving me one little line, not the whole thing. Stupid thing.
Mm.
Right,
That
I know
reminds
that.
me, I've got to try and figure out what the hell my printer's doing. I put new ink in it today. And it's now telling me that the maintenance box unrecognized.
No.
So it won't bloody. But I know that it's the maintenance box is fine. It's not even half full. So God alone knows what it's done. It says switch it off, install the maintenance box correctly, and switch it back on again. But I haven't touched it, so it shouldn't be any problem. Apart from which, I've got to find out where the hell it is.
I've got it there. It's saying it's good to fly, you know, look.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Good
You can
news.
set if you go into the settings, you can set your limits.
You
if
can
you
Yeah,
set
press
you
on,
adjust it,
each
if you press on
threshold.
each square, you can set the limits that you want
Yeah.
to use.
Oh, setting menus, high threshold settings, no fly zone settings. Yeah, that's good, that.
Yeah, because you don't want to be you don't want to be going out thinking, oh yeah, it's good to fly when you get
Yeah.
out there and it's 40-mile-an-hour wind.
Good, you drone put meter highs guns like that. Trying to
Yeah.
correct it. Said, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, that's good, that. Thank you, gentlemen.
If you actually click on the wind button,
Mm-hmm.
it will let you set a maximum wind speed that before it
Yeah.
turns red.
Yeah, the
And
threshold wind
it'll
speed. Yeah.
turn red if you can't, if it's not good to fly.
Well, it says wind 4 miles an hour.
Nothing.
Yeah, but if you click on it,
Oh, I maximum wind 20 miles an hour.
so you can set whatever you want. Once it goes over, if it's set at 20, once it goes over 20 miles an hour, that square will turn red.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, got you. Wind altitude, ground.
You can set. I don't think it's worth setting it for the ground because you're never flying on the ground.
Exactly, so I have to go wait until I go out somewhere, then adjust it.
Well, no, you can adjust it now. I have mine set to 200 feet. Then I know what it's like up there.
Right, I've got 200
60
feet.
meters. 60
200
meters is
feet.
usually what I fly at.
Yeah, and at 200, I'm not going to go above 200 feet very often. So
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've got mine set at 200 feet now, and it says up to 200 feet at the minute, it's 8 miles an hour wind,
Yeah, because it is faster up there than it is down here.
obviously. Right, got that set. Cloud cover, no.
And if you click on the satellites, it allows you to choose which satellites you use.
Sats
Mhm.
locked.
There
Visible
are there are 4 different sets of satellites, and it depends on which one your drone looks at.
Minimum GPS sat 9. GPS elevation mask 15.
Yeah, that's the degrees above the ground
Yeah.
that it looks for satellites from.
Well, at the minute it's saying it's 25 visible sats.
But it will also have the different satellites that are there. There's GLONASS, Baidu, Galileo, and GPS.
Yeah.
Which are Russian, Chinese, European, and American.
Yeah.
Right, so I'll just leave that set there in a
And
minute.
in most cases, it will look at all of them.
Mhm.
But there was a while when it stopped using Baidu.
Hmm.
No, sorry, it didn't. It stopped using GLONASS because China
GLONASS,
fell
yeah.
out. China fell out with Russia.
Hmm.
Aye. No, it's a good little I like this.
Mm-hmm.
I should have had this a long time ago, see?
Yeah,
Never
I think
mind.
the majority of people who do drones that are on YouTube use that.
No, I've never even heard of that before. And even my friend, he's been doing it for years, and he never tell us anything about that.
Mm,
I'm glad I've got that. Thank you.
that's okay.
That makes a lot of difference because if I go somewhere and I want to take it out flying, I'll check that weather thing, and I go, no.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because if you've seen my drone footage, I go out to the coastlines mostly. And I go along the beaches, you see, obviously it's open, you're going to get a lot more wind.
Where it's a bit windier. Aye.
Oh, aye. Straight from the North Sea, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's only 1.5 miles to 2 miles from my house to Blythe. And it's,
I think there is a place on it where you can actually set it to give you the information at the place that you're going to fly rather than the place you are.
right.
Yeah, you
So
just put it on location.
Yeah.
If you've got
So
location services.
without even going there, you can check what it's like there.
Before you go there,
either type in the address or do location services so that when you get there, it's automatically set for it.
Mm.
That's good because it saves traveling all the way there and then finding you kind of take your drone up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You just type the address you want.
Yep.
And it should show you.
Yep, I'll be using that all the time now. Believe me. Mostly I've just, like I say, I've just been kind of like looking around, feeling, put my finger out in the air, take my little flag sometimes, or looking at tall trees, you know what I mean? But you can never tell when it's past them trees what it's going to be like.
Mm.
But, now it's handy. The beach, you see, where the coastline I go, I normally go about 100 feet because there's no pylons at the coastline, you know what I mean? And I'm
true.
good there.
As long as there aren't any 100-foot cliffs near the beach.
100, aye. Where I fly, there's no cliffs. Like Dover, you would have gone into that white cliff. Let's just hope we get some better weather to go out.
Yeah, well, we had about an hour of sunshine this afternoon.
Same here.
Okay.
And
that
then
was
it
about
started,
it.
And then it started raining.
Then it started raining again.
Aye. That's all it's done since, like I say, since Christmas. It's rain. We've had them storms, rain, wind, strong winds, rain, rain, rain.
Yeah.
I'm saying last year we only got a few days of the summer. last
Even
year.
the nice sunny days we've had, it's been like 30 or 40 mile an hour winds.
Aye.
Yeah.
So it's neat good, you know.
Hey, Joe, I had a question. How did your daughter end up when her car was flooded?
Well, she wound up losing. The car was worth about, she owed about 2,001 and they wanted to give her. That was the one thing. And then she called them up and told them what was going on.
Go Fodaleo.
And they settled it out. She was like a note behind. So they took one more note and then wrote it off. So she paid him like $400 and that did it. And she got that she went to what you call it? What I'm trying to say. She went to the dealer trying to buy one, and the one she showed me was a piece of junk. I told her, I said, look around, find you something cheap because you can't afford a note.
Yep.
Because she couldn't keep up with the note. So when she finally figured out she couldn't keep up with a note, that's when she was at the Hyundai place. And she was telling them, I'm gonna just go find something on Facebook or something. Just something that'll get me back and forth to work. I've told us.
Won't be long.
So-
Just wait for a
So
cigarette.
what wound up happening is they were talking to her and they said, hold on a minute. And they said, let's go see what we got in inventory. We got something less expensive like that. And they came back and they said, we got a call coming in right now on the trade.
Yeah. Any part
And
exit.
if you want it, well, you know, if you like it, we'll make you a deal on it. Because they didn't want to put it in inventory to have to go through everything. So I went and looked at it the next day and I told her, so, well, you don't buy it, I'm buying it.
So they just did a straight deal over the counter right there in the parking lot.
Oh, you know how sweet deal it was? She got a 2013 Passat, loaded everything. Volkswagen Passat, everything's loaded.
Yeah.
They had a check engine light on. I put the thing on it and checked it. It said it was
A sensor.
it was an airflow sensor. And one of the things it could be is could be the
Uh-huh.
gas cap being dirty or not fitting right.
Yep.
So I
Yep.
went and took the gas cap off and it was all cruddy. And I wiped it down and put it back and drove it around and checked it and nothing was going on with it. And I mean, everything was good. The tires were good. Everything was good to have. And it's leather seats, and right in the creases of the leather seats, you can see where it's trying to start cracking. You know, because it's that old, it's 10 years old. I told her, get seat covers, you're fine. And she got the brand new, the 2013, 121,000 miles, runs absolutely beautiful. All the belts look good, all the tires look good. I mean, it hummed really nice. She got it for
That's
$2,500 tax, title, and license.
Wow.
That's cheap.
Wait, you ain't heard the best. They listed it for 7,000, discounted it down to 2,500, tax, title, and license. And I was sitting there, and she said, "I can't believe that happened." She goes, "I was praying about it." And she said, "I know you were praying about it." And I said, "I told you to let it go. Quit fighting yourself. Quit, get out your way." I said, "You pray about it and get out your way, you know." And then I was sitting there, and I said, "Yeah," I was sitting there, and I looked up at the board in the back, and I was talking. I said, "And this is where you were last night to her, right?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, you didn't notice anything in the back?" And she goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "Go look on the picture." And the picture was a picture of the area, but hanging off the picture was a dog tag with 3 little nails in it. It said John 3:16, right? From the Bible. And she says, "That's the ones you made up." I said, "Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. I made those a couple of years ago and gave them out at one of the churches." He was one of the guys at the church that got it, and he was the one that made the deal with my daughter. I looked
Wow.
at her and I said, "Guess what? You need to go to church." Like that. She says, "How does this always happen to you?" I said, "Because I know the guy." She goes, "You know a guy?" I said, "No, I know the guy."
The guy.
Oh, Joe Fodaleo.
You know? But and they were talking and said, "Yeah, you did give us that. I remember that." And the other guy that was working with her had one too. You know, I said, "Yeah, that's funny."
2013, that should have had the 7-speed auto box.
Yeah, I think it is.
That's a nice
But
gearbox.
I'm telling you, the car runs beautiful. It runs beautiful. One of her headlights went out the other day and she says, "Can I put a LED in it?" I said, "No." She goes, "Why
Well,
not?"
You can
I
swipe
said,
them all
if it
out
gets-
for LEDs, but you can't just do one headlight
I-
right at
No,
Yeah,
I told
just
her
one.
straight out, I said,
Jack and Bolt.
you gotta also make sure it's not gonna generate enough heat, and it's not gonna be touching stuff, melt your thing.
The LEDs don't generate heat. That's the whole idea.
Well, I thought they did a little bit.
No,
No,
not as much as
nowhere
a bulb.
near as much as a proper bulb.
A regular
then she
bulb
needs to get
generates
LED.
more heat, yep.
Got it.
But she looked at me and she said, I don't understand how this happens all the time to you.
Oh,
I said, I told
Jody,
you, I know the guy.
Hmm.
That's like, what was it, yesterday? Was it yesterday? I'm driving somewhere yesterday, or it might have been today. It was yesterday. And I'm driving, go away, I'll get you in a minute. So I'm driving, and whenever something's on my mind that's bothering me, it's like I'll say, Lord, I don't want to think about it like this. And every once in a while, I was coming back from flying or something. Yeah, I was coming back from flying after I went with that insurance. That's what it was yesterday. So I'm worried, I'm thinking about the insurance, and I'm coming back. And every time, whenever I say, Lord, I don't need to think about it. I'm driving, a truck pulls into an intersection, Saia Motor Freight Line, SAIA. My dad worked for them for years. He built the company. So every time I see that, I just get a piece within me. Like, and I said, I looked at it and I saw the truck pulled up and I started laughing. I said, okay, Lord, thank you. I'm not going to worry about this anymore. I got up about another, and I only see him every once in a while. I got up about another mile. Coming out of the intersection was another side truck, and it sat right there at a stop sign. I looked up there, started laughing. I said, now you're showing off. Now you're showing off like that. But that was funny. I said, two of them back to back doing the same thing. You were just showing off. That's what you were doing.
Hmm.
But I told, like, Justin years ago he had $3,000 and he wanted a Mercedes. And I said, yeah, okay. Like that to him. So we went looking all one day Saturday, all over the South Shore, over in New Orleans area, Kenner area. And we were looking at every car in the $3,000 range, and everything was a piece of junk. So he got so mad at me. And as we were coming back home, we saw a little Montero, Mercury Montero, and stopped and looked at it. And when the guy started up, I said, no, it's diamond chain, a belt. I said, it's the chain. It's the chain in this one. Listen to it. You could hear it. I said, it's going to wind up popping. You're going to have to fix it. It's not worth fixing. Not right now. You don't need to be working about this. So he got real mad at me. And Justin said, okay, everything you're going to see, you're going to turn down on me and everything like that. So I'm trying to make sure you don't get a battle. And,
Mhm.
Looking out
he
for
said,
you, yeah.
he said, I don't care. I'll just drive you Xterra. I'll give you the $3,000 for using it like this. And we were getting ready to get on that 23-mile bridge, right? And I said, do me a favor, just be quiet, get out your own way. I said, because I'm going to show you something. And I said, Lord, I don't know what you can do. I don't know how long it's going to take you to do it. I know you can take care of the situation with him, but show him how you work. He didn't talk to me for that 23 miles, right? We got off the bridge, and they got a guy that sells brake tags, and he always sells a few cars out front. I looked over at the car, and there was a little Mercedes sitting there. And the Mercedes had $3,500 on it. So I pulled around and pulled up in there and started talking to the guy, and Justin's looking at this thing. And I said, yeah, he's the one that wants it. And there was a guy looking at it. And the guy looking at it says, well, I just turned it on and the check engine light came on. He said, there wasn't a check engine light a little while ago. He puts it on and again, he's doing it. And I got all the stuff in the car to check all of that. So the guy said, no, I'm not going to worry about it. It was like 10 years old. And he said, no, I don't want to fool with it like that. So Justin's looking at it, he said, Dad, can you find out what it is? I put it on there. It was a fuel sensor, and I looked it up real quick, opened up the hood. It was sitting right on the top. It wasn't plugged in. So I plugged it in and it went off. Sensor went off. I cleared everything. We drove it around. I said, yeah, he wants to call. This is going to be his first call like that. And he said, 3,500. He says, how much money you got? And he says, I've got right at 3,500. He said, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give it to you for 3,000 so you can pay for the license. Like that. And I looked over at Justin and I went, go to church. 23 minutes. 23 minutes. That's what it took. You know? That's what it took. But that's what, you know, people get out, they gotta get out their own way. That's all it is. You gotta believe in it, and you gotta get out your own way. Don't keep saying, well, it's not happening yet, not happening yet. The other day I was saying, I gotta come up with $2,000 in the next month. Or about 1,000 in the next month, easy. And I'm almost there already. I just let it go, and now I got another woman want me to do real estate, so nothing to worry about.
No, the only thing you've got to worry about is that you're not going to be able to earn low enough to get back on it for free.
Well, I don't care, you know. If I'm making enough money not to worry about it, I don't care. I was gonna be knocked off of it in the next month anyway. Soon as Marine Corps comes through with the settlement, it's gonna knock me off. So I may have too much money in the bank.
Oh, they include that, do they?
Well, it's tax free. That's the question. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gonna be tax free. That's the question. Because they ask you, how much money do you have in the bank? Now, if I have $400 in the bank, or I think that you can't have a bank account over $2,800 or something like that. So I'll tell them, okay, I got 60,000 in the bank. Well, you're off the program. Well, that's tax-free money. Are they going to count that? So I'll probably get knocked off anyway, you know. So it's.
I guess it could be something to do with interest.
It doesn't
If
matter.
you
It
get
shouldn't
paid
matter.
interest.
It shouldn't matter because when I got
Yeah,
hurt,
but
when I
if-
got hurt with Pizza Hut, they put me on disability.
Yeah, no,
I got a
don't mean.
$75,000 check.
Yeah, we can't, or they're not allowed to use your disability money as part of
Yeah.
any calculations towards any other benefits.
Yeah. Yeah, because I got a 75,000 from Pizza Hut and a 52,000 from Social Security, and that was all tax free. I didn't have to file taxes, anything.
I mean, my problem is that my works pension is too high for me to get any other benefits other than my disability.
Yeah. And you see, that's why I was able to get the benefits for so long, because they put me on Social Security because I got injured at work, and they put me as disability. And then my cardiologist looked at me and he said, I'm gonna write you one too. He said, because you got the lung problems and you got the heart problems because you COPD in the heart. He said, I consider you disabled. He said, so, because like I said, if I walk fast across the football field carrying everything, I get out of breath and my chest hurts. So people look at me like, how are you disabled? Come walk with me fast. You'll see.
That's what I get all the time. It says, just wait till I trip over something.
Yeah, that's like that pretty girl I was telling you about in Pizza Hut. She killed me. I died the first time. You know. But Dominic, that'd be a good way to go out.
Yeah, it would be actually, yeah.
You'd have seen her, you'd have said, oh yeah. Baby, come here, you could kill me. Come on. I'm ready to come here, babe. I'm ready to die. She was like, God, was she hot? And she was.
You got to remember to say though.
That's all.
You got to remember to tell her to make sure you die slowly.
Oh yeah. Yeah, tell her I got a new drone. You want to come fly it? I have a motion controller.
Well, I guess maybe we ought to shut it down and get ready. Justin's gonna
that'd
be
be a
on
good
in half
idea.
an hour.
Yeah, he's getting ready to come on.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
everybody, thanks for being here. Joe, Mark, Dominic. Everybody, thanks again.